Hello one, hello all, and welcome back to the Games from Cardboard stream. I am Tom, aka the TDawg, and this is my man Bill. Bill, who are you?
How you doing?
Who are you, Bill?
Who am I? I'm Bill. Just introduce me. I don't know what to say to that, really.
It's quite an existential question, isn't it? It's almost like something the Greek philosophers of old would have said. Yeah. So tonight, as you will have seen from the title, we're going to be doing Sonic the Hedgehog 2. But I'm intrigued, Bill, because this game, believe it or not, wasn't my choice. In fact, I felt a bit like, Sonic 2, everybody's played Sonic 2. But Bill, you were really keen, and why is that?
Because I'm going to make it out of cardboard and need to research before I do it. It's been a while since I played Sonic 2. So I need to research. I need you, basically the Sonic guy, to narrate and tell me as much you know about it, because it has been a while. I think I haven't played through Sonic 2. Actually, no, tell a lie. I did a stream of it a while ago, but I need refreshing, man. I need to see you thrash it like you usually do.
So the purpose of this is research. Good.
It's research and to reminisce a little of the good old times, as we will do.
So if anyone asks what I've been doing tonight, I'm going to tell them I've been involved in an academic study of Sonic 2 to educate somebody, aka Bill. So that's what it's about. So once again, I'll do a little breakdown of the game. But yeah, bearing in mind this is quite a long game, I'm going to get into it and explain as we go. But one thing I'll sort of share just as a quick detail on this is we're not playing the original 92 version. I wanted to mix things up a bit because, as Bill said, I've played a lot of Sonic in my time, and only a few months ago there was a remaster that came out in 2013, and it's just been ported by fans to the PC, and I was intrigued to play through this version just to see what the difference is. I mean, the one that leaps out, which you're probably seeing already, is we're in widescreen, which, if you remember, Sonic 2 was never in widescreen back in the day, which makes all the difference for a Sonic game because, you've just got so much more of a viewing area now, and that can really change up how the game is played. But other than that, I must admit, I've played through this version a couple of times, and I think it's a very, very faithful version. There isn't very much changed at all, apart from the addition of widescreen. And I will give a quick spoiler that there are some surprises to come. I'm not going to give those away until a bit later, but the first one's when we get into this bonus stage.
Personally, I can't notice anything different about this at all.
No, and that's really interesting because you played a lot of this back in the day. So I'm intrigued, Bill. Can you see any difference in what's going on right now?
It looks a bit of higher frame rate.
Yeah, that's right. It's running at 60 FPS for this bonus stage. So normally it's pretty, especially when you go back to it, it's pretty clunky. This probably looks the way you remember it looking, because we didn't see those flaws when we were kids, did we?
No, we didn't. I can see it though. It does look a bit more crisper than it used to. So who have we got in the chat here? We've got Oak City. Hello, Fluffy Puppy.
Legend. All the legends are here.
Raydaz Sam, how you doing? Adam, how you doing, Adam? All the guys are here.
We've got a legendary group of people, actually. Like, I've gotten to know a lot of them on our Discord, and it's such a quality group. Like, all this week, it's been cheering me up. If I've been having, like, a bad day, I just go on that Discord, and, it always cheers me up.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's good. If you're new here, why not join our Discord? Because that's what me and Tom were just saying then. It does brighten up our day to go talk to like-minded individuals.
That's it. And I think for people, if they watch these streams, what we're kind of going for is just two guys hanging out and playing games. And that's kind of how we are on the Discord. We're not particularly, in the best possible way, we're not particularly professional about it. We chat away like we're with our mates, and that's how we are on stream. That's how we are on Discord, I'd say.
Yeah, we don't like to stress about making streams. We just like to have fun. Sorry, excuse me. We like to have fun, but like at the same time try and make them as entertaining as we can, but without taking it too seriously and spoiling it for ourselves.
I mean, I'm not going to start doing
before stream.
Yeah, I was going to say we're not going to start doing what some streamers do, because I can't really afford to smash up my computer or anything like that. I know that's what's quite popular sometimes on streams.
Is it?
Yeah, you sometimes see that on Twitch. People just like rage quit games and go, "Oh, I got hit in Sonic," and they smash their controller. I can't afford to do any of that, so I wait.
Can you donate me money so I can buy a new controller and smash up my last one?
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Catching before my stream. Okay, Metafish. How's your dog? Wilson is fantastic. He's been a bit bad boy today because he's been running around. We're doing these really long walks at the moment as a way to lose weight because of lockdown. Lockdown got a bit of weight, so we started going these really long walks, like 2-hour-long walks in the morning. And Wilson's loving it, but at the same time, he's loving it too much and running away and not coming back. Like he actually leads times, he hates that and gets angry. It's just a big mess, but it's good fun nonetheless. Adam, definitely not upset. Audio has a wrench and I don't. Oh, Snoop Dogg rage quit yesterday.
Ooh,
Smashed his stuff and left the stream running for 8 hours.
What?
Snoop Dogg rage. What was he playing?
Probably Shadow Legends or something. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. I can't imagine Snoop Dogg playing video games.
No, I can't. It's too gangster, isn't he? I mean, obviously we're really gangster, but nowhere near Snoop Dogg level.
No, we're way more gangster than Snoop Dogg.
Massive
crab
G.
sticks for Wilson. Unfortunately, I don't give crab sticks to Wilson anymore. I found out crab sticks aren't that great for dogs. I thought they would be fine. It's fish. Fish is low in fat. But it turns out crab sticks aren't that great because it's kind of like artificial fish. Artificial. Yeah. Artificial. So I'm not really keen on giving them to Wilson anymore. We have to find a better treat for him.
I'm just upset because you never offer me any kind of fish cakes, any crab cakes, anything, Bill. At the moment, we are stocked to the brim with fish cakes because they're low in fat and they're quite tasty. So yeah, come over, Tom, when lockdown's over, if they've still got some left. Chemical Plant Zone is one level in Sonic 2 I can't beat. This is a level, dude. That's number 2, yeah. I mean, Bill,
that's number 2.
Are you reading a comment from somebody, or is that you talking about your own gameplay? Because it's hard to tell.
Fluffy Puppy can't beat Chemical. Even I can beat Chemical Plant Zone. Sorry to shoot you down.
You're so supportive of your viewers, Bill.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm really sort of
poor Fluffy Puppy
marking you down, but even I can beat you. You've got to play Sonic 2 again, then, man. Beat it.
What are you seeing on screen, Bill?
What am I seeing on screen? I am seeing you playing Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
But what did I just do? That was a bit of a change. I was just showing off a new feature.
I'm actually watching it on YouTube, but I should be watching it on Discord because you're playing the.
You're behind.
I'm well behind. Yeah, sorry, dude.
Watch out for something cool I just did. It will come up in a minute.
Okay. Sorry, I'm completely. So you're in the special stage.
You missed me doing something cool. Sorry, man. You snooze, you lose. Snooze, you lose.
I'm looking at both of them because I'm reading the chat and also watching you on Discord as well. So I'm watching 2 at the same time. One in the future and one in the past. Joe, how you doing? How you doing? You good? Yes, I can silence you. Oh yeah, Audio's got Audio is like a mod. He can do all this crazy cool stuff to silence people.
Oh, cool.
So don't abuse your power, though. Don't abuse your power, Audio.
He's like our Gestapo kind of guy, is he? Like just.
Well, not quite that. Tom.
Just without the war crimes involved. Yeah.
Without the war crimes and the bigotry and the Nazis.
Yeah.
You're a nice guy, really. Audio's a nice guy. We haven't got a Nazi as a bloody.
I like that you had to qualify that. Like, I made a passing comment and you were like, I better just explain this for our viewers. Oh, that was funny. It's like
Adam's saying, what? I didn't pronounce your name, sorry, Hotuko. I'm kind of amused. I played through Sonic 2 on stream yesterday. Alright, did you better than us? The water sections on Sonic 2 traumatized me as a kid because of the drowning alert. I know. Traumatized me too, I think, as a kid. Do a live on Doom 2 Hell on Earth. We actually did that. We did it as multiplayer, and it was so much fun.
Really
I think
was.
That's the most fun I've ever had on stream, to be fair. It was so much fun.
I'd definitely be up for doing a sequel of that, Bill, like a similar stream again.
Yeah.
And maybe we could try and set a goal, a bit like we do tonight. We're going, right, we're going to play through Sonic 2, all Chaos Emeralds. Maybe we'll do something similar for Doom 2 in co-op again.
I think with all due respect, make it more simple. It could just be me versus you.
I feel like that might be a bit of a one-dimensional stream, though, because, it's just... It'd be lots of hunting around corridors for each other. I just don't think that'd be very much fun. Like, co-op, I think, is more entertaining to watch. Deathmatch is good to watch if you've got 2 people that are really good, but we're not really good.
Yeah, we're not really good. Well, you're better than I am. It would just be kind of like a slaughter. You're just killing me over and over again. I use my power only for good. That's good to know. Good to know you're not part of the Gestapo. Oh, it's looking a bit slow on the Discord again, but it's looking fine on stream.
Oh, okay. Well, bro, you might need to stick to the stream, even though it means you'll be slightly behind everything going on.
I'll be slightly behind, but it's looking fine. It's picked up again, but I'll just keep an eye on it, dude.
Cool. Well, as long as you can join in. I mean, one thing we were thinking of doing this time round, but I didn't want to risk it because it's for a stream, was using Parsec, which is a kind of program that lets you play like local multiplayer games online. And I was going to get Bill to be Tails, but I just thought the risk was quite high of his connection dropping or something like that. It might be something we revisit at some point.
The risk was quite high, as in me not performing very well playing Tails and ruining the game for you. I thought that's what you were going to say.
Well, there was that. I was just too polite to say so. But I actually think, if anything, that would just make it more interesting for me. Because I've played through Sonic 2 so many times now. It's like, I mean, you can tell. I don't know if you can pick up watching it, but a lot of these bonus stages, it's like a muscle memory kicks in. And I know exactly where I need to go before I get to the section and things like that. And it's not... Yeah, I mean, it's just... There isn't really very much challenge to it anymore for me. Having said that, I love it. It's almost like this kind of ritual I have that I play through Sonic 2 maybe once, twice a year. It's cool to play this new version with the higher frame rate special stages as well.
It's very nice, actually. It's very nice. I wonder how much of a frame rate my video have. You're really cool guys. Oh, thank you very much. It's very kind of you to say.
That's really nice.
My domain, says Adam. Super Sonic. For some reason, I think Sonic 1 is a little better than Sonic 2.
Interesting.
How much prefer Sonic 2? I've got an idea for my Sonic video, and is there any hardcore Sonic fans in the chat? I'd like to know your opinion, and maybe Mandalorian fans as well, because this is going to be very strange. But I want to kind of like entwine a little scene together. From basically, do you know in the Mandalorian or like Star Wars, the seismic charges where like kind of like sound stops and it goes. You know what I'm talking about?
Nope, but someone will out there, I'm sure.
Well, maybe I'll just leave it. But there's these things in Star Wars that can seismic charges, and Boba Fett or Jango Fett drops it at the Slave One, and they sort of like stop. They stop. All the sound disappears, and they go. I kind of want to do that with Sonic when he charges up and then flies towards Robotnik at the end. It goes and blows him up. Someone might understand what I'm talking about.
It kind of sounds like one of our streams when the audio goes wrong. And I start like freaking out, going, "Oh, I can't believe it's not working." That's what it sounds like when I go, "Oh!" and there's some kind of weird thud. I think, man, from how you described it, that'd be cool because
it's kind of like it'll go silent, and then you have this big noise, and then Robotnik will just smash it to pieces, and then it will go white, and then you have him running out the ship and all the explosions, and then jump out. And that'd be like the end.
Sounds cool.
It'd be pretty cool. I think it'd be alright.
Yeah, I think being a bit original is a good thing as well, because there's so much Sonic media out there that, it's all derivative of each other. I think if you come in with something a little bit different, then I think so much better.
It's the best. There's a lot of good noises in Star Wars, and if anything, the seismic charge sound is the best sound in Star Wars, personally. Not the lightsaber. So if I put that in Sonic, I think it would be pretty flipping cool. Remember to hit that like button, and if you hate us, make sure you double smash the dislike button. Very incentive words, very inspiring words there from our Gestapo audio.
It's like our Gestapo man. I feel like that's going to be going around in our server all of this week.
That may well, yeah. Let's not go too far with that, though. Oh yes, it's our Nazi friend.
That's it. As chilled as we are, we do have certain rules, and one of them is no fascists. Yeah.
No fascists allowed. I'm leaving the house, but the cat is watching. Excellent. A bit like a stream I was watching earlier today. Some guy, is Michael B. the Game Genie.
Oh yeah.
But he fell asleep and left his stream running, and the cat started walking around his room and walking on the keyboard and stuff. It was so funny, and I wanted to wait. I waited ages to see what he'd do when he woke up, and unfortunately, he just turned off the stream, and I was like waiting for ages to see what happened. But it's quite funny nonetheless. Hello there.
Greetings.
1 mil. Hello. Simple. You can have Sonic down a couple of refried bean chili dogs. Excuse me.
And as all Sonic fans know, the chili dog thing is now canon because in Sonic Unleashed, it references Sonic having chili dogs. So it's no longer part of the cartoon, folks. It is canon that he likes chili dogs, which kind of makes him a bit like a cannibal, I always thought.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. I mean,
when you think of what animals are in this universe, Sonic is kind of a cannibal, which...
Well, people say that human beings are animals too, so we're cannibals as well.
True.
And there are actually cannibals out there. Star Wars or Harry Potter, and this is very controversial. I would say, it's very controversial. I would say definitely I prefer Star Wars if you're talking about the original trilogy.
Bill, here's what I was trying to show you earlier.
Oh, right.
Airlifting. You can never do that in the old one.
Yes, you can.
Not in Sonic 2. That's a Sonic 3 ability. And
is it?
I was controlling Tails as well, so you could never do that in the way I did just there.
Oh, and you can control Tails once.
Yeah,
I see.
it's a
That's
simple thing,
possible.
but for somebody like me who's played it a million times, it actually makes all the difference, as you can imagine.
It's a bit of a game changer, is it?
It is. I mean, there's not loads. It's not something that's game breaking, but it's just fun. And it's good to have. Yeah, I sometimes think,
That's kind of like...
as much as I'm a purist, I quite like having little changes to these old games. It just gives them a bit of variety for me, I'd say.
Purist.
Yeah, much as I'd normally
Just
be
like
all
a
about,
purist.
I'll get the actual Mega Drive out, or Genesis for the Americans, and stream that.
Yeah.
It is quite cool to play this version with the high frame rates and all of that stuff. Yeah, I really appreciate it actually for what it is.
Here's a question for the chat. Oh, I was going to respond to that question about Star Wars and Harry Potter. The original 3 Star Wars films, the originals with Mark Hamill and all that sort of thing, I much prefer them to Harry Potter. Although if you're going to talk about the other Star Wars films, I probably prefer to watch Harry Potter with the fire on and curtains closed and a load of snacks and stuff. Because I actually, people might not like me for this, but I actually quite enjoy the Harry Potter movies.
I think that's acceptable. I was worried you were going to start breaking the YouTube algorithm again by criticising Last Jedi.
Oh, the Last Jedi
I just
sucks.
did it. Yeah, there we go.
Sorry, there we go. I've got to mention at least in every stream. At least I've got to say the Last Jedi sucks. Not for me, that film, unfortunately. Simple. You can have Sonic down a couple of refund. Oh, yes, I read that. Hello, newbies. Head up the Discord. Yes, Adam. Thank you. Please join our Discord if you're new here. We like to laugh. We talk about stuff, and who knows, you may get your face on one of the emojis. Very probable.
That's what people aspire to do. People dream of that. But yeah, if you really engage well in the Discord, then you just might get your own emoji.
You might just get your face solidified into the emoji wall of fame. And then before you know it, you're just blasted everywhere, and it's really embarrassing.
I notice Adam's got a very important question coming up.
Mm-hmm.
He's asking, why aren't we talking about the best film ever made? And I think I know what that is, according to Rotten Tomatoes. Do you have any ideas, Bill?
No, don't bring that. Don't bring that. I haven't even seen it yet, but I know it's crap. That got me years. That got me months of abuse.
It still hasn't really stopped.
Film, but I know it's bad. The thing is, James Rolfe did that. He said, I know the new Ghostbusters film is going to be bad, so why go and see it? Before I'd seen it, he got loads of abuse, and then he was right. After all the abuse in news articles, he said he was an idiot for saying that, but then he was right.
I'm just going to explain this for our newbies, where this joke comes from. Bill was sort of going, after reading the Rotten Tomato review of Black Panther, and people saying it was the kind of greatest work of fiction that mankind has ever created, and
the
kinds of
greatest film
hyperbole.
ever made.
Yeah,
the greatest film ever made. It can't be.
So Bill comes out with this. He's like, it can't be. I haven't seen it, but it isn't. And I'm like, how can you say that when you haven't seen it? For all you know, it might be. You're not qualified to comment on it, Bill, until you've seen it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, man. We're going to disagree here.
Watch it. But it can't be like The Godfather, Shawshank Redemption, The Dark Knight. They're all kind of like The Dark Knight, maybe not, but there's some really, really good films out there, and I just can't imagine a superhero movie. It might be really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, why don't you find out?
But I will at some point.
I know.
Or tomorrow, or for that.
It's been going on for so long, this. Constantly.
And I think you need to know about superheroes. I think maybe the problem is I don't know about superheroes, so that's a big problem as well. I don't know anything about superheroes, so I don't. Maybe if I can't really have an opinion even after I watch it. because I don't know anything about Black Panther. So kind of like, if I knew about it, I'd be like, oh, that's the best film ever made. It's like going to see the Sonic film. If you've never seen Sonic before, it might not be that great. But if you know about Sonic, it makes it so much better. Do you know what I mean?
No, I completely disagree. I just think Black Panther is, without doubt, the best film that humanity has ever made. And I think you're a hater for saying otherwise.
Someone might see the Doom film and go, that was alright, I don't know why I get so much hate. It's because it's crap, it's because it's terrible and nothing like the video game.
See, I've never seen that. Is that an abomination, Bill? Tell me about the Doom film, I'm quite intrigued.
Well, the Doom film is just crap, man.
Really?
Like, I've always wanted to make my own Doom film, like my own sort of like storyline and stuff like that, and this is just Hollywood crap. I think The Rock's Doom guy, and it's just crap. And then Doom Annihilation came out, and that was even worse.
I didn't realise there was a sequel.
If you want to make a film, never have Annihilation after it. Mortal Kombat Annihilation, Doom Annihilation. Wasn't there a Resident Evil Annihilation?
That's right, yeah. This is controversial. I didn't think the Resident Evil films were awful, but I don't remember Annihilation. I feel like that might have been the last one. I remember there was like a girl at uni that I sort of vaguely dated for about a week, and she was doing literature and she's looking at horror. And for a date, we watched all the Resident Evil movies.
And you broke up after that?
Yeah, I was like, you like these. I think they're mediocre. We're over. It's pretty much how it ended.
Sam Raimi Spider-Man is the best. Sam Raimi is just a legend. The best Sam Raimi film, I think, is Evil Dead 1, maybe Evil Dead 2. But like, I think like for camera work and innovation, I think Evil Dead 1 is the best, personally.
Bro, I just realised I'm doing stuff in the game that I haven't pointed out to you that was quite key. So if you know what you're doing on Emerald Hill Zone, you can get all the emeralds on the first level, and that's what I've just done. Yeah, you missed it. So if you watch back on the stream now, you'll see me get the last Chaos Emerald. So I've got all the emeralds now, which means a bit like Sonic Mania, it's going to be a mad supersonic rush through the levels sort of run this one.
I'm really worried about making all those animals move out of that container. Bill, not seeing Black Panther and claiming it can't be the best film is the best running joke or gag the servant. I'm not going to watch it ever, but I'm not going to watch it ever. But I'm still going to say it's the worst movie ever made. That's it.
That's weird. I've got
UK video
in game. I had a glitch there. Suddenly that bit of wall became solid, and I couldn't walk through it. Eventually, I got Tails to fly me through. So yeah, it's a couple of little bugs occasionally. Nothing major.
Oh no, I see. Yeah, I suggest you complain to someone about that. UK Video Productions. That's a very professional sounding name. I like it. Superhero movies are corny as hell. Martin Scorsese is on my case and said that as well. He said Martin Scorsese said superhero movies are like theme parks. Yes, I agree. I'm not a fan of them. I've seen them. I'm not a fan of them. Sorry.
Well, we're going to disagree there because I think the Marvel Universe is fantastic. I really do.
It's your opinion. It's completely your opinion, dude.
Fight.
I have to respect that. I have to respect that. The same way you have to respect mine.
Yeah, we'll settle it in a game of Street Fighter. I think that's the best way.
Yeah, more for real in a car park.
Yeah, I'm going to throw a Dragon Punch away. You'll throw a Hadouken, and we'll see who wins.
Yeah, that might be like an aerosol and a lighter.
Yeah, I think you'll win in that case.
The one Resident Evil game worth a damn was the first one. Absolutely 100% right. I completely agree. The first one was actually not too bad. The rest were pretty poo.
I don't know though, man. You haven't tried out Resident Evil 6 or 7 yet, have you?
Oh no, he's talking about the films.
Oh right. Oh, that's fair enough then. Yeah.
But I really, really want to get drunk after lockdown and watch the films and laugh.
Oh man.
And laugh.
Bill, I don't know if this is a bad idea, but could we do a live stream of me and you reacting to Resident Evil and how bad it is?
Well, the thing is, that's actually already been done because Red Letter Media did that, and it was, if you haven't seen it, watch Red Letter Media watches Resident Evil. And it's the funniest thing because they're just laughing at it. But I want to watch it for myself, and I know for a fact it's the type of movie I'd laugh my arse off at as well. Yeah. Oh, let's catch up with the chat. Roblox for Life says you were the handsome kid in the 90s. Which one? Polar plays, meow. I love doing old Sonic. I love doing a old Sonic whapping.
That's so annoying. Tails.
Don't worry, Tom.
That doesn't happen in the original. No, I have to explain this because, I've humiliated myself in front of the internet. One of the kind of subtle little changes that happened there was Tails flew in and then straight into hitting Eggman, which then made me fall through Eggman. So that was where that death came from there.
Don't beat yourself. No. Yeah. Don't beat yourself up about it.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm explaining. I'm explaining the intricacies of this remaster. This is where we're playing to a different audience, you see. Because for me, I'm all about these kind of hardcore Sonic nutters that will pick up on that.
Everybody got to die sometime, Tom. If you play the M2 Switch version, the Super Sonic mode actually gives you 50 rings at the start of each level. Blimey, man! This is the sort of research I need. I can't even get the second emerald because Tails keeps losing rings. Best Marvel character in terms of the Marvel Universe? That's a question. Best Marvel character in terms of the Marvel Universe? I don't know, man. Black Panther, I'll say him.
I think... are we talking, when we say Marvel Universe, do we mean the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or do we mean the Marvel Comics Universe? If it's Marvel Comics Universe, I'd say Doctor Doom. If it's Cinematic Universe, I actually think, unusual choice, I know, but I think they did Steve Rogers really well. But anyway, this is all... these are kind of comments I can respond to, but Bill's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
This is a comment for someone that's coming. Steve Rogers, is that the name of a superhero?
That's Captain America, but
right.
Without giving you massive spoilers, he isn't always Captain America. He gives up the identity at one point, but I won't say any more than that.
For a person that doesn't know superheroes, and this might sound, silly to other people, but Steve Rogers just doesn't sound like the type of person that would become a superhero.
I guess it's a bit like, because it's such a generic American name.
Instructor,
so it's a bit like Clark Kent or Peter Parker or Reed Richards. They're all quite generic names.
Clark Kent, Peter Parker, those names ring. Stephen Rogers.
Would you say they rim? Do they rhyme or rim?
They flow, Peter Parker, double P's, Clark Kent. They work.
There's definitely a bit of rimming going on, I'd say.
Yeah, Steve Rogers just sounds like an estate agent. You should figure out how to set up a server on a computer. You can use emulator Z SNES and play 2-player games over the internet. I'm terrible at playing games, dude. I let Tom do all the work, and I just sit here and drink beer. Basically, that's what I do, because I'll just make a fool out of myself. And Tom, I'll lose all the lives, we'll have to start again, and it would just be terrible. So I just like to sit back and drink, and Tom can play the game.
There's me and another guy, James, are going to be doing some emulator multiplayer games. That's James from that video game show. We're good mates.
That's right.
Myself, him, and Bill. And we're going to link up and play a couple of games like Street Fighter Alpha 2, maybe a couple of other 2-player games. So that could be good for people. So if you subscribe to James's channel, he's a friend of ours, you'll see that come up quite soon. So look for that video game show.
Yeah. Good content as well. Eggman is too easy. Well, easy for you. Difficult to understand, though. Both of us were both handsome, Tom.
Ah, wow.
That's cute, isn't it?
Looks like I've got a date.
The Marvel Cinematic Universe. Steve Rogers appearing behind the train in Infinity War. Best scene in Infinity War.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. That's a really good scene, that one. Don't you think, Bill?
I don't know.
He doesn't know any. I don't think. What Marvel films have you actually seen, if any?
Haven't seen any.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of them. I'm really sorry. The thing is, though, I feel like you've got to you have to. There's a lot to get into.
There is.
I think by the time I've watched them all, I'll probably be a fan. But it's just I'm too ignorant, and I'm too kind of no. It's like when someone before I watched Game of Thrones, I watched. I was like, I can't be bothered to get into it. Giants and dragons and all that sort of stuff. I can't be bothered to get into that. And then I got into it and I really enjoyed it until it screwed up, obviously. But I suppose I'm at my arrogant stage where I'm kind of no, I can't watch Marvel stuff. But if I just got into it, I probably would end up enjoying it. And then I watched Black Panther eventually and realised, actually, I can see where they were coming from and saying this is one of the best films ever made. Whether I, disagree or not, I might be able to see it. But I just think I'm just too in this arrogant stage of just not wanting. I can't be bothered to get into something that's going to take me hours to watch.
Bill, I'm laughing because this stream has become about Marvel that you have no connection to or interest in really, and which doesn't feature in your work whatsoever. And I'm not even playing like a Marvel themed game. It's got nothing to do with Marvel, and now the whole stream has become about Marvel.
I tell you what, I did see something that was really, really cool in, I think it was Endgame or something. I think it actually might be where Thanos, I won't say, but basically like Thor just jumps up and he's like got his hammer, and then like I think somehow he like gets electrocuted his hammer and he throws it and it hits into his head or body or something.
Ah, it's great that.
That's cool. I think Thor's the coolest guy in it because he's just his eyes go like Raiden. I think if they did a Mortal Kombat film, they need to take reference from the Marvel films and have Thor like Raiden.
Ah, bro, when I saw our mutual friend El Wayno, he showed me the trailer for the new Mortal Kombat movie. Have you seen it?
Looks alright. Everyone says it looks bad. I don't think so at all.
No, I agree with you. I think it looks really good.
It's actually quite good. Yeah, especially Scorpion, like an old man. Because Scorpion would be an old man now, wouldn't he?
Yeah. I feel like they referenced Mortal Kombat 2 a lot. But I think that's good, because I think that was the strongest and most popular of the games.
You see Jax's arms get blown off.
Yeah.
He loses his arms. I think it looks good. I think it looks right. A lot of people didn't like it, though. A lot of people seem to think the original was better. But kind of like... I just don't think the original Mortal Kombat movie was all that as amazing as what people make it out to be, personally.
No, I think people that say that, they're coming completely from a place of nostalgia, would be my observation.
I think you've got sometimes you have to leave nostalgia behind.
Yeah.
And sort of look at something with refreshed eyes. That's why I'm not giving too much a hard time in the Marvel film, because kind of like I'm just ignorant. I'm just not watching it. Or maybe I should.
I find it quite funny that we've just said all of that, and a large proportion of your channel is about your nostalgia for games and reliving things. We've just gone, sometimes you need to not be blinded by nostalgia. Do as we say, not as we do, folks.
But you do sometimes, though. It's kind of a lot of films now, like Star Wars and other films, they kind of use the nostalgia trigger to kind of like, bring Chewie and Han Solo back and bring this guy back and bring that guy. Have a nod to this and nod to that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, just do your own thing sometimes, just don't try and keep the old school fans happy and that. Just try and do your own thing. Anyway, I can't pass at chemical plant. Oh, another person that can't get past a chemical plant zone. You keep on trying, you'll get there in the end. Roblox for life, you're right. It would be funny with respawning monsters and everything. Yeah, man, that'd be quite cool, wouldn't it?
Oh, for Doom is this?
I think we did that. Yeah, we did that though, didn't we, with respawning monsters? It was really, really difficult, but with loads of us, it wasn't as hard as on your own.
I'll tell you what I'd do if we could go back and do that stream again. I'd just set our aim for the stream to be, can we complete Doom 2 as a group? Get as many of us on the server as we could, and just see, can we finish it as a whole group?
Especially Doom 2.
Yeah.
Doom 2 would be well harder nightmare. Blimey. Who have we got here? It looks good, MK film, but maybe not a good film, if you get what I mean. Kind of like it's very hard to make video game movies good, I guess. But I just don't. Well, I don't know. Like, is it hard to make a good video game movie?
I don't think it is. I think it's just that people have always cheaped out on who they've got to do those movies, or they've been very troubled productions. I think part of it is that video games were seen as a bit of a lowbrow form of entertainment for a long time, and so no decent directors or actors would touch anything to do with video games. But I think that's changing.
Yeah, there has been a lot of video game movies. There's a lot of video game movies to come out. I think God of War is supposedly going to be coming out. But the thing is, though, like, I think the worst video game movie that has come out in recent years, personally, has been Doom Annihilation. That film was absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. I would rate the Mario Bros. Movie a million times better than that film.
Really? Is it that bad?
It's basically, it's so bad. It's got like an imp. I think it's just imps in it.
Okay.
I was kind of fast-forwarding a little bit, watching a little bit, fast-forwarding a little bit. It was just so boring. And I think most people will probably be the same. I couldn't make it through it and watch it. It was just so bad. so bad.
Aren't you quite a big fan of the Super Mario Brothers movie? I remember you saying that one time.
I just don't think it's not Mario Brothers, but for just a goofy movie, it's not that bad.
It's probably a bit like when I say Sonic 06 isn't that bad.
Yeah, it's like just don't treat it like a Mario Bros movie. Just treat it like something else. It's just annoying that it's got Mario Bros in the title. You're expecting something and not getting it, basically. But
yeah,
it's not.
You're expecting a less good version of Sonic, and then you don't get it.
Yeah. It's like that. It's like if Sonic but left that all CGI in it, sort of thing. A lot of people don't like Super Sonic gets all the rings. Are you guys going to watch Sonic Prime? You going to watch it?
Yeah, definitely. I'm quite intrigued by what they've revealed so far. So what this is, Bill, is they're making a new Sonic CGI cartoon on Netflix. And what they've revealed so far is that it's going to involve a multiverse. So a multiverse is... do you know what a multiverse is, Bill?
A variety of different universes.
Yeah, so essentially a multiverse would be, well, you get like alternate universes sometimes in something like Star Trek or have you seen the movie Butterfly Effect?
I have, yeah. So
think of that, like the different timelines would be like different universes. Mm-hmm. And that's effectively what a multiverse is. So in theory, that would mean Sonic could meet different versions of himself. So he might meet the Sonic from Sonic Boom, the Sonic from the games, the Sonic from Sonic Adventure.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
I think that could work really well because you could kind of play to all the different fans' preferences, couldn't you, in regards to Sonic? Because you could never keep Sonic fans happy, can you?
No, you can't. No,
they're so
you
different
definitely can't.
and they're so varied. I mean, you've got someone like me who's clearly really, really cool, and then you've got others that are just weebs. I think I'm definitely one of the uncool ones, by the way, just putting it out there.
Hey, Tom, visit Hidden Palace. Black Panther never originally was the first to appear in the portal in Endgame. It was changed 9 weeks before cinema release due to fan feedback. Okay. Your videos are totally awesome, guys. Thank you so much for Xbox for Life.
That's really nice.
Splatterhouse fan, Duke Nukem, hello.
Is that Santa Claus?
Ready?
Has Splatterhouse just spammed a load of Santa Claus into the chat? I feel like it's a bit early for Christmas, isn't it?
It's a damn bit early for Christmas. Are you guys ready to watch Sonic 2? Are you ready to watch my version of Sonic 2? But no, I that's kind of what made me want to make a Sonic made of cardboard.
Okay, bro.
Trailer for Sonic 2.
Well, I've got one of the biggest differences coming up between this and the originals.
Okay.
So,
let me see if I can notice it.
Okay.
Let me see if I can notice it.
So it's coming up in, sort of about 30
I'm actually
seconds.
watching Discord now. Okay, I'll keep my eye on the prize.
So do you remember there's like a bottomless pit?
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Oh, wow. This is new. Blimey.
Yeah, new stage. Do you remember when we did the Sonic Prototypes stream? And I showed you the cut level.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, they made it as a level for this remake, which I think is really cool that they did.
That is really cool they did that. Oh, those Sonic fanboys, they do some good stuff. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
In the water.
Great to finally be able to play it.
As bad a Sci-Fi Channel movie. Sci-Fi Channel movie has some stinkers, but it's got some interesting stuff as well. Are you guys ready for the Sonic 2 movie? Nightmare difficulty on Doom is very annoying because losing time and kill everything same monsters again and again. I know, but it's a good challenge, isn't it? Father Christmases and cats and dogs. Excellent. Should have released your Sonic 2 out of cardboard the same day as the movie. I actually did that with the previous Sonic 2 cardboard thing near the movie time. But I mean, I'll release it whenever. I mean, I think it would be done a long time before the movie's out. But like, it's just maybe the trailer will be out by the time I finish it. The new trailer. I haven't seen the original. I haven't seen the Sonic 1 yet. I still haven't seen it.
Oh, bro, maybe that's something we should do on a stream. Me and you could watch it and live react. I don't know how that works with copyright and everything. Presumably you can't
I think you get striked for doing that, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. I like freedom. Yes, me too. Oh hell, unused assist map. Hi, Skill. How are you doing? Roblox, I've never played Doom on Nightmare difficulty. It's funny to watch. I think watch live streams of it or watch videos of it because it is very, very difficult. But if you want a challenge, Nightmare on Doom is a definite thing to experience. I've never seen this level before, nor have I. Watch films over Discord, easy and less punishments. Yeah, that's true. Watch it over Discord.
But then we can't really share it. That's the thing. It's like it's fun to allow people to, sort of be part of the fun more publicly, isn't it?
What we could do is record it and then cut it up to the best bits, like a montage.
That's an idea.
That you found the most funny.
Yeah, good idea.
And if there's something ridiculously funny or stupid or like, we could just watch ridiculously bad movies and then like do a montage of the funniest bits. But we have to probably be quite drunk to watch them.
Yeah. I'd definitely be up for watching the Sonic movie again. I saw it in the cinema. What?
Oh,
how did that happen?
What happened? I don't know.
So I think what happened is I stood on the ledge, and because I stood up, it killed me. But oh well.
Yeah, that's one of the things I don't like about Sonic 2 are the cheapo deaths that get you sometimes.
Yeah,
like getting crushed a lot in Sonic is a bit of an annoying thing.
I mean, I find that's fine if it's part of the level. Like if it was, for example, you see these things here. Like if I stood underneath that and I got crushed, I'd be like, "Oh, fair death." But it's things like, when you
sometimes you just get smacked. You just get like you bump into something and it crushes you. A bit annoying that isn't Sonic.
That's it. I mean, I can if I kind of concentrate really well, it doesn't happen so much. But I find for the casual play, that's when I tend to get like the cheap deaths kick in. Bill looks like Kratos.
What are you doing, boy? I don't know what Kratos says or does.
Look, I managed it again.
You got crushed again.
Yeah.
Tom, when is this run done? You should do the mod for this where it zooms out the whole level and still play a super wide screen.
Yeah, I mean, I could do that. That'd be cool. It's just, I think that's the kind of thing. A lot of people know I'm in the process of setting up my own channel, and once I've done that, that's probably where I'll do things like a widescreen playthrough and stuff like that. Because for Bill, like particularly for this, he kind of just wants to see Sonic 2 and remember what the game's like. Whereas the more kind of hardcore hacking gamer stuff, that would probably be more appropriate for my channel, I'd say. So keep an eye out for that. I'm calling it Gaming with TDawg. I've already put the channel up, but no content yet. But yeah, I'll be shouting about it in the Discord and everything, and that's where you'll be able to see some of that kind of more kind of look, a third time.
Again, a third time. Hey, check this out, guys. Check this out. You want to know how to open a bottle without a ring? Hey. I've got a question here. What do you think, guys, about the Doom TNT Evolution versus Plutonia? It's the best Doom game for me. Is it really? I've never played it. I've played Doom 1, Doom 2, Doom 64, and Doom 3. And that's it. That's all the Doom games I've ever played. I never played Final. I played Final Doom a little bit, but the thing is, though, Final Doom came out at the same time as Duke Nukem and Blood, and they were the games that took over my life basically after Doom. So I never really got to play Final Doom, and I heard Final Doom was it was just basically like a bit of a mod. There was nothing really new for it.
I think it was all user made, wasn't it? Look, that's where I keep dying. So what I do is I stand up in that gap.
Yeah,
and because I stand up, it makes me get crushed. I managed it 3 times, which is quite bizarre. I don't know why I just went into autopilot and was like, yes, I can jump up there. Instant death.
I've actually got all my videos planned out for the next 2 years.
No way. So what are we streaming next, Bill? Because I don't know. Blood. Multiplayer.
I'm going to do Final Doom at some point, but it won't be Final Doom. It'll be kind of like my Final Doom. So kind of like it'd be like playing Doom 1, Doom 2, maybe Doom 64, maybe Doom 3, and then sort of finishing with Eternal. Maybe something like that, I don't know. It'd be like my Final Doom, not Final Doom. It'd be the Final Doom I make. Cool. It'd be fun.
Will it be Doom on the 32X remade with the?
I don't know.
Really, can you imagine?
I haven't really thought about it. I might just do Doom 1 and Doom 2 and call it Final Doom and just have everything from Doom combined into one video. I don't know.
You were talking the other day about the because they recently released a mod, didn't they, for Doom? And well, I call it a mod. It's not really a mod, an expansion.
Sigil.
That's it. Yeah, I was trying to think of what it was called.
Yeah.
You could do that.
I was tempted to do Sigil. The problem with Sigil is quite dark, and I looked at the levels. The levels were quite hard to replicate out of cardboard. But I'm up for a challenge. Who knows where things may go? And also, Sigil for me is kind of like the real Final Doom.
Yeah.
Not Final Doom. Do you know what I mean? Sigil is kind of like it just to me it feels like the real Final Doom. Although I think it plays in between Doom 1 and Doom 2, so it's not really. But it was made the most recently, and it's probably going to be the last.
I noticed there's a couple of comments in the chat from Splatterhouse about Free Doom. I quite like that as well. Like, a lot of people don't seem to rate it for whatever reason, but I think they did a really good job with that. So what Free Doom is, Bill, I don't know if you come across it.
No, I haven't, no. I've heard about it.
Sure. So in essence, like Doom, the game... Sorry, I'm going to rephrase that. The game engine to Doom is open source, but the assets aren't. So all the graphics and things aren't freely available. I'm going to see if I can do a little trick here. And yeah, what they did with Free Doom was make a completely free version of Doom that anybody can play legally. So yes, it's quite cool. Like, good that they made it. I'm not going to bother going up there.
That is cool for people that,
Yeah, if you don't have the original files, or
the original files.
In some ways it's a little bit like, I would just play the original files because I had them back in the day, but there would be people out there that wouldn't have them or wouldn't have easy access, so it means that anyone can basically pick up and play Doom now, which is really cool.
That is really cool, and it keeps it all alive as well.
That's it, and you can do things, like we were playing that multiplayer, anyone could go and join a multiplayer game of Doom using that on that server, which is really cool. So yeah, pretty awesome.
Final Doom is the best so far. I'll get round to doing Final Doom out of cardboard, don't worry. Hey Nerd Strategy, nice stream this morning. Managed to catch a little bit out of it when I woke up at like 6 in the morning in the UK. Doom TNT, the best songs, best maps with galactic atmosphere, very cool. Doom, is that on the play at PS1 you play that on? 3D in Phase 1 of Phase 2, nice game. UWU, oh is that a face? Sonic or Mega Man? Oh god, what do you reckon, Tom? You probably say Sonic.
Well, it depends what you're looking for.
I'd say Sonic personally.
Yeah,
probably.
I feel like Mega Man, in one sense, is more easily accessible to newcomers because Sonic, I know we talked about this before, but it's not actually a very easy game for somebody who's new because so much of it is based around physics and momentum. Whereas Mega Man is a lot more simple. You pick it up and you're just a guy with a gun and you can shoot and you can absorb weapons. But it's so hard. I find it okay because I can persevere, but yeah, for a casual gamer, probably not. So I'd say, yeah, it's a toughie. I feel probably Sonic overall. Having said that, Sonic's let itself down with more recent games, whereas Mega Man hasn't had that stain on its record in the same way. So yeah,
I do like. It's a tough. I think it's a tough one, but I'm going to say Sonic. I've got more history of Sonic, but I do love Mega Man X. Chex Quest. Great. I like Heretic. Heretic's amazing, and Hexen too. Got love the Hexen.
Yeah. Have you tried out Chex Quest, Bill?
I haven't, no, but apparently it's good for like a game you get free with cereal.
Yeah, I played it the other day, having heard the hype, and I was like, actually, this is good fun. I'd like to do that on stream sometime, but I feel like that might be one for possibly for my channel. Get a load of people doing multiplayer on there. Just steal everybody from your server and be like, right, guys, we're going to try and complete Chex Quest as a group. That'd be cool, actually. We should do that.
Yeah, you were getting annoyed with the Pac-Man boss in Skyward Sword. I have no idea who that is, but yeah.
They're re-releasing Skyward Sword, aren't they? Which hasn't been massively well received by fans. I don't think anyone was asking for a Skyward Sword remake. And yet, that's what's been announced. Almost got myself killed there.
You hate Metropolis. I hate Metropolis too. I'm going to have to emphasise that in the video, that how annoying this level is. It is a very annoying level, Metropolis though. Interesting
bit of trivia. When they were developing Sonic 2, there was another stage they were creating called... Initially it was called Genocide City, and then in later versions it was called Cyber City, and it got scrapped. But they decided to take the third level and the work they'd done on it and put it into making the third level of Metropolis. And that's why Metropolis ended up with 3 acts, whereas every other stage has only got 2. So there you go.
Oh, right,
Weird facts that Tom just recalls from memory.
Oh, those praying mantises are so annoying.
They are, aren't they? Yeah, it's definitely the toughest stage. Well, I don't know, Wing Fortress can be a bit of a pain as well.
Yeah. Sonic has let itself down with the more recent games. You mean have been Sonic games newer from the 90s? Never knew I had a fewer dream once I was a 3D Sonic game. I'm going to read that again. Once you let yourself down, more recently games. I haven't really played because my experience of games is I kind of stopped video gaming when I was a kid. Well, when I was at university is when I stopped playing video games. And now, when I left university, is when I came back to playing them and wanted to play the games I grew up with as a kid. And Sonic games for me is basically Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Sonic and Knuckles, and Sonic Spinball, and a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of Sonic Adventure.
As far as the whale boss, as I recall.
As far as the whale bit. And
which isn't even a boss, but we call it the whale boss.
Yeah.
Because that's where you got stuck.
Yeah, so basically I haven't really played much of Sonic Adventure, but yeah, Sonic for me was just the first games on the Mega Drive. I didn't really play much after that, but I've heard they're not that amazing.
I don't know. We did Sonic Adventure, didn't we, recently? That was good. I don't know what you thought of that, Bill, when we did the Sonic Adventure playthrough.
Cool. That was cool, but just doesn't have the same charm to me as the originals. Maybe I'd need to be younger to have played it, because when I played it back in the day on Dreamcast, I just wanted to play something else.
Yeah. I think they definitely went a bit wrong on the first Sonic Adventure. I feel like we're going back to our previous stream here, but where they tried to bring in RPG elements, because they didn't really develop that enough to make it work, I didn't think.
I just felt
and
Sonic,
it just slowed it down.
With Sonic, it's very like move forward, move forward, move forward. Sonic Adventure wasn't quite like that, and I kind of like, right, I'm here now. I might turn it off and play Soldier of Fortune.
Yeah.
Or like, or Marvel vs. Capcom or something. Something a bit more like just
Love
pick
that.
And play, you know.
I love Marvel vs. Capcom, man. That's something I'm surprised we haven't covered that on stream. In fact, that's probably your main interest in Marvel is probably Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah,
which is fair enough because it's awesome. It's such a good game.
It was so good. Do you guys also hate the oversimplified Firefox logo? Haven't seen it as of yet, but I'll check it out. I think I've got it on my desktop somewhere, but I think I remember seeing it.
I feel like a lot of that's influenced by Apple and iOS, isn't it? And like the simplicity of things like iPhone logos and even like early Mac OS. That simplicity. It's very 2000s, isn't it? Simplified designs.
Mr. Biffo from Digitizer, he was talking about how logos have got rubbish over the years. Have you noticed that? Like, look at the Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, and look at Breath of the Wild and the logos. And look at the new Doom logo for Doom Eternal, and then look at the original Doom logo. They're getting worse, logos. Yeah, they're getting worse.
I wonder why that is.
I don't know. I think it's simplicity. A lot of the time, simplicity is the key, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where it's kind of like, yeah.
Come on, Tails. Tails is really annoying me here. He's not doing what I want him to do.
Yeah. You were born in 1996? How could you not have played it? Is that Sonic Adventure? It was released in 1996. Do you guys also... Amazon has a new app icon. Amazon own the world. I like this. I like the classic Sonic games better than the modern Sonic games. I will have to agree with you there. I think that is true. Audio has put the link to our Discord. So if you would like to join our Discord and enjoy the laughs and the goose and potentially get your own icon of your face as an emoji, feel free to
love that. That's a selling point. You're like, you could have your face as an emoji. You could look in the mirror, but that's a lot of work. You don't need to go all the way to the mirror to see your face. Have an emoji.
And if you say something stupid or embarrassing, like I do more of the time, you get pretty much instant fame.
Yeah, we can guarantee that you'll get bullied and picked on.
You'll get bullied and picked on, basically, if you say something stupid like I do all the time. Like the time that we're playing Doom, and it clearly said that when you hover over your friend, it says ally. But I thought it said Ali. And he goes, who's that there? Oh, that's my friend Ali. No, that's ally. If you look underneath
it says Ali. No, Ali. No, it's Ali. It's Ali.
Mistake to make though. Ali, L-A-L-Y.
Yeah, it is a weird spelling in fairness.
A-double-L-Y. Ally isn't spelled A-L-L-Y. I'm sorry. Even if it is, it isn't.
It was. I think it's because it went on for ages. That's why we were laughing so much. Did you watch it back? That clip?
I did. Yeah, it was a bit embarrassing.
Aww. Sorry, man. I felt like we almost took it a bit too far, me and James. So I hereby apologise publicly.
No, please, Tom. No, please.
But it was hilarious, Rusty.
I'm quite thick-skinned. Don't worry. I'm on YouTube. You have to be thick-skinned.
It's true, isn't it?
Oh, hi Rex. How you doing? I don't use Firefox anymore, so I don't fret about the icon. Don't worry about it. I think I saw the icon the other day. I went, oh, that's a bit different, and moved on with my day.
Yeah, very few people using Firefox nowadays.
A lot of people aren't using Facebook anymore as well.
Yeah, which I can understand. It gets pretty boring. I'm not saying anything about my friends who obviously provide content, but it's just that whole process, isn't it, of being on there, having to do a post. It just gets a bit samey.
Yeah, I find Facebook is basically a place that you go to see either political drama or keep up to date with who's died in the world, who you loved from your childhood.
That's right.
This guy died today, remember him? Yeah, he's dead!
No.
Oh, great. I used to really like that guy. Yeah, he's dead. You're never going to see him ever again. And that's what Facebook is to me.
There's a lot of political stuff, but like not helpful political stuff as well.
No, it's just stuff to make you scared. And I haven't really got time for that. I just want to get on with my life.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I agree with you on that. I mean, yeah, I suppose the one thing I do like is that to some extent it can provide a forum for people to communicate that wouldn't necessarily otherwise. But I find most of the time it's very, what's the right word? It's very like bias confirming, because all of your friends tend to have the same beliefs that you do. And that's it. I remember when Brexit happened, nearly all of my friends voted for Remain. So whenever I looked on my Facebook wall, there was like maybe one person posting Leave stuff. And I was like, oh, well, it's clearly going to be Remain because everybody on Facebook is... And then, it went the other way. And it's all because of the algorithm and who I happen to be friends with and all that stuff. So I don't really see it as like a very accurate window on the world and on society anymore. Anyway, I've all gone Sociological again. I do this every once in a while. I go off on some deep monologue, and then we're back to talking about games on the internet, which is what it's really all about.
Oh, well done for beating Metropolis, though. That kills me all the time. Let's catch up with the chat. The only thing I use Facebook for is messaging YouTube friends. That's exactly what it's basically. Facebook is basically glorified phone for me, basically. You can find minion memes on Facebook. Yeah, if you need a minion meme, it's always there for you. If you ever need that, I don't know if you do. I use Facebook to plaster links to my videos, sign up to whatever groups your videos about, and spread your link. Yeah, you can do that.
Maybe I'm a bit odd, but I tend not to do that so much because I've got so many people on Facebook that have no idea that I have a kind of internet secret identity as a gamer and stuff. Like all my friends from work and colleagues I barely know that I know were like, maybe this is where I need to change a bit, but I feel like I'll just get a bit too judged in some ways.
No, never. I think, Tom, you need to change that because you need to. Without, I don't want to sound too preachy.
Oh no, go for it.
I did that for a while. Like worry, like what people might think of you if you like this sort of thing. It just wastes time.
Yeah,
like,
true.
Just don't worry about what people think of you, because at the end of the day, like if people judge you for who you are as a person, then you're probably not going to hang around for much. Just distance yourself from the people that make you feel awkward to be around.
Yeah, it does get a bit toxic, doesn't it? That kind of thing. If you,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not. You know me. I'm pretty much like a joker through and through, and I don't really take myself very seriously. But I'll tell you where I think it actually comes from is that all of my work has always involved, kind of quite complicated cases. Like I won't go into it loads, but I've basically been like a kind of youth social worker of sorts. Like I've always been a bit like, oh, what happens if a family I'm working with. See that Tom hasn't phoned us back today, but he's always got time to play games on the net, so that's why I keep it a little bit on the down low, I think. But I am thinking to myself though, I might just let go of that
Let go
slight
of it, Tom. I think
anxiety.
let
It's
go
just
of
no
it.
point, really.
Let go of it. Life is too short.
I need to embrace YouTube stardom like you, Bill, and I'll start making my own games from cardboard. I'm joking.
Stardom. Oh yeah, Sky Chase. Sky Chase is cool. Sky Chase owned great music. God, I've got a lot of levels to make out of cardboard, haven't I? I'm not sure I'm looking forward to this. I set up all new Facebook to do. I set up a new Facebook.
Oh, he dies.
Oh, he dead. I set up a new
Not
Facebook
doing too well
to do
tonight.
it. No one knows me. You'll get trolled if the trolls find your family.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I've heard of that happening. People getting trolled.
Really?
Yeah, that happens. I mean, that happened to the some of those Screenwave guys. Fans of AVGN old school found that guy Kieran and started like harassing his family and stuff. Yeah, which I just think is like, regardless of what you think, it's just sick. Really.
I mean, I'm not a great fan of kind of like those guys, but you know, like
I'm not going to go trolling them though, and they're like family. It's like unreal.
No way.
I mean, Bill, I'd troll you, like, and I intend to do so, but you know, that's more of like a in-person harassment than anything else.
Well, it's kind of like a friendly trolling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or maybe not friendly, just like, you know,
it's more like keep your friends close and your enemies closer is kind of how I tend to look at it. But no, there's just no. I just can't believe that somebody would do that though, just over angry video game nerd of all things as well.
Some of the comments I've had to put up with over the last few weeks have been mad. So like I never know what to expect with the way people think, and just crack on.
Yeah.
It's crazy sometimes.
I do love quoting some of the more ridiculous ones at you though, like when I keep going on about rimming all the time after somebody posted "Stop rimming."
I was like, please, spell properly so I can understand what you're talking about. I've had some exceptional comments, but some of them I take on board. Some of them just like, oh, please stop talking.
Yeah, I think our friend James from that video game show had a really good point, which is that all of these people that make comments like that, well, not all, but the majority, don't have any of their own content. So who are they to judge when they've never sat there and like gone and edited a video and got up on camera? And because it's not easy. It may look easy to people that haven't done it, but even with things like this streaming, there's been a real learning curve. And yeah, I think it's definitely easier to criticize than it is to actually do something yourself. I kind of think if someone doesn't like your content, let them go and have their own go at doing something similar, and if it's cool, then awesome, everybody wins.
It takes more muscles to smile than it does to frown.
Alright, I thought it was the other way round.
Does it? It takes more muscles
to frown than to smile, but I could be wrong.
It sounds better the way I said it. It makes more sense.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah. I've heard it the other way round, but it doesn't sound very believable.
Oh, Metallics. I always used to call this guy Metallics. Tails got trolled. The griefing, that griefing or harassing trolling is Yankee Blue's changed the great reactions out of it. Yeah, it's just, the internet, bloody internet. Life was so good without it in certain ways.
That's it.
Although we couldn't do what we're doing now, Tom.
No, it's true, and you know we've blessing the world with this. But I was saying to someone the other day, actually, I really wish that I could not have a smartphone. I know that sounds really weird, but I just feel like the phone puts me under pressure all the time. Like I feel like there's always somebody, who's like messaged me or an email I should go back to. I don't know about you, Bill, but I miss the days when all the internet was you go on a computer and you'd log on MSN. And
it was like in Carter. Remember Carter?
Ah, those are the days. The glory days.
If only the internet was just basically Google search and YouTube, that'd be cool.
I think what gets to me is actually Facebook and the way the chat follows you in particular. I don't like it when I get messages from people and feel like I'm under loads of pressure to respond. I know it sounds really weird, doesn't it? I guess it's my introvert trait. Like people are always surprised when I say I'm an introvert because I come across as though I'm just really outgoing all the time. But actually, I find sometimes it's quite difficult to escape the internet nowadays. It's like it's stalking me.
That's something spooky that my mother told me ages ago. She said that basically, like, the sign of the devil is 666.
Oh yeah.
Hey, well done. Silent Devil 666. Like they said that in a certain part of the Bible or something, that the connection with 6 and W is really strong or something.
Yeah.
So obviously you have www and 666.
So it's Hebrew. In Hebrew, which is the main language the Bible's written in, W is 6. And so www is 666. But there's another one, Bill. You know, on the barcodes, if you look at barcodes, they actually have 6s perfectly sequentially within each barcode. So every barcode has 666 as well.
But they did say that the devil would sort of like the silent devil of the internet, and then the devil would suck you in and destroy you.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what the internet is doing to us.
Yeah, I mean, what it actually said in the book of Revelation, when it talks about 666 and the beast, sorry, I'm into all this stuff, was that anyone who didn't take the mark of the beast wouldn't be able to trade in any way. They wouldn't be able to buy anything. And if you think about it, like, barcodes are used for every transaction, so is the internet. And this is where Christian conspiracy theorists, had friends who were really... Well, I used to be Christian, but I don't really go to church now at all. But they would kind of go off on one and say, the mark of the beast is going to be when you get a microchip in your hand or on your head. And without it, you won't be able to buy anything and you'll just starve. And yeah, it's pretty crazy, actually. I feel like I'm definitely taking you off on a tangent. But thankfully, there is a section on your Discord called Conspiracy Theories. So if you want to talk more, join it. I think that's from your one, isn't it? Conspiracy theories, or is that James's? I forget.
I'll be up for a conspiracy theory one-on-one as well.
Yeah, your audio's breaking up a little bit, dude. I don't know if it's.
Is it? How's it sound now? Does it sound better now?
Oh no, it wasn't that. It was more your internet connection was going down. I think your wife might just be busy doing a live stream of her own. I've heard she's also playing through Sonic 2 tonight.
Well, that's good fun.
Yeah, man.
But he has a new rule with friends: they won't look at his phone. Oh, okay. Bill, do you know about Tails Gets Trolled? I don't know about Tails Get Trolled. No, I'm afraid I don't.
I mean, it's one I know a little bit about, but again, I think Staircase, I noticed I've been converting you very slowly into becoming a hardcore Sonic fan, because I remember a few streams ago, Staircase going, I don't really know that much about Sonic, but Tom is getting me into it and educating me. I feel like I've achieved that goal, because Staircase is going deep down into the internet now and finding out all about Sonic. It's pretty cool. Anyway.
Yeah, well, if you want to join our Discord, Audio has put it in the chat at some point, so please come across and join us on Discord. It's quite a lot of fun. I've just beat Sonic 2 for the eight times. What, while we're doing that? Blimey, you trooper.
Yeah, it's definitely using debug mode.
Yeah.
Staircase says, I didn't say that though. I think I was kind of probably misparaphrasing you a bit. I think you said something along the lines of, at the time you weren't that into Sonic, and sometimes some of these videos have got you into it, but I'm still going to take credit for it and pretend I did. So there we go.
Thank you, Audio. So Tom, you completed Sonic 2 in 68 minutes, but obviously we're waffling on and talking a little bit, so maybe you did it in an hour? Is that a good time?
Probably about that. I mean, the fact that I died 3 times in Oil Ocean Zone when I just jumped on that platform and stood up, that was pretty bad. Yeah. And I wasted quite a bit of time in Metropolis Zone as well, because...
Metropolis Zone. Everyone wastes time in Metropolis Zone.
That's it. Oh, this bit's new and really cool, so I'll let this play out.
Okay.
I like these new bits. So this scene is new, and then look in the bushes. Knuckles.
Oh, wow.
It's really cool, isn't it? Segments into
really cool.
Sonic 3. It's a simple thing, but I think it really adds something. So yeah, this is
Knuckles in the bush.
Knuckles was in the bush. Right, well I'll just have to play through it again now, I think. No,
is there anything else you want to play? It's only 9 o'clock, Tom.
I know. I mean, I could show off the Sonic 1 remake. I'll swap us to a different... Yeah, I'll put us into big screen whilst because I'm going to have to set up the game and muck about on the stream. I mean, I'm not too fussed, because I don't mind the shorter streams. Sometimes streaming shorter is a bit of fun. What's your feeling, Bill? Is there anything you want to see?
I don't know. I don't mind hanging about a little bit longer, but it's entirely up to you, Tom. You're the one playing.
Cool. Well, I think let's jump into a little bit of something truly random, which is Sonic for the NES. Gonna have to get this up and running in the background, and this really is kind of filler content, by the way. This isn't like something we're playing as any kind of serious run through of the game, but it's a bit of fun, and I'm just going to set it up. So I'm setting up OBS Live, which always a bit more of a challenge midstream. There we go. Oh, you see what I've done? I put it in front of all of us. So I'll put that down. Oh yeah, that's better.
What is this?
You've not seen this, have you?
I have not seen this. What the hell?
This is hilarious.
Oh no, maybe
I'm letting the demo run. I feel like I did show you this at one point.
I think you did. What is this? What is it?
So it's Sonic for the NES. Simple as that.
Oh, yes, I think you did show me this.
Yeah, I'm only going to play very briefly, and not particularly seriously at all. It's just a bit of fun, isn't it? It's just hilarious.
So this is like. So this is what would. This is how Sonic would look on the NES.
Yeah, so this was made by Shigeru Miyamoto after he made Super Mario World. He saw Sonic and thought, Sonic's so good, I need him on the NES. This was Nintendo's best team made this between them.
You're joking?
It's the best thing they ever made.
No, you're joking. No, Tom.
Would I lie to you, Bill? Would I lie to you?
You have to understand, Tom, I'm really gullible.
I know.
So,
it's one of my favourite things about you.
Because
sometimes I say things and you believe them, and something like that's just so outrageously stupid.
Because the thing is, the way you talk, Tom, sometimes you talk like, and it sounds like you're not lying.
Yeah.
Shigeru Miyamoto made this, and la 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 la. I'm like,
yeah, it came out. It did. It was 1994. Released this game, so it was quite strange they made it so late, but I just kind of felt like actually he had a bet with Yuji Naka, who created the Sonic series, and said I bet I could make your game on the NES, and this was his attempt to do it, and I think he did a good job.
Believable, Tom?
I don't know, but
you're lying.
I'm going with it.
Why do you sound like you're telling the truth? I'm gonna have to ask you again, is that true?
And I'm going to reply with, would I lie to you, Bill?
Probably, but I don't know, because you sound like you're telling the truth. Does he sound like he's telling the truth? It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, let's see what the comments say. Do people think that's true?
It sounds like he's telling the truth.
Miyamoto made this.
Oh, hi, Morgan. How you doing? Anya, I can't pronounce your name. I'm really sorry, but you say oi. I'm going to say oi back.
Oi.
Did someone mention full screen Sonic 2? No, I don't believe we did, but full screen Sonic 2. Oh, you nearly died then, Tom. Actually, I'm watching this in the past because I'm watching this on YouTube. So
it's got some very weird physics, this game. I don't know if that's obvious in how I'm moving.
It looks a little bit rigid.
Yeah, it really is. Just seeing, I've got a question about, can we up the music a little? I want to hear. Yeah, I'll give it a go. And that's a genuine. I'm going to try to do it, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to, because
is this someone with really bad music?
I've got into emulators territory here, just because I don't have my NES set up, and it was that little bit quicker. So
we've got a request to play Sonic Forces.
I saw that. Yeah, I feel like that'd be a good one, but I won't be able to spontaneously just start streaming that one. Reason why is that I'd have to set up it into OBS. I'd have to import like a modern game. It's a bit more challenging. I'd be up for it though, absolutely. Just it would need a little bit of planning. It's also probably better on my channel than games from Cardboard, I'd say.
Yeah,
that's my kind of feeling. Yeah, well, just it's not a game you've got any connection to. It's just like this really random modern game. I'm just trying to find. You can see what I'm doing is trying to look for where this audio is.
Oh, Tom, there's one thing I was going to mention. Is I won't mention this too much, but I've got this Patreon now, and every month at some point I'm going to be doing a giveaway. And I thought I'm going to do a giveaway at the end of this month. So the stream at the end of the month, Tom, we'll do a giveaway. Is that cool?
Yeah, sounds awesome.
Yeah, would you like a giveaway? Because this for the people that are on Patreon. There's a monthly giveaway, so I'll do it at the end. The final stream at the end of the month will be that one. So whoever's on, all the guys that are on Patreon, who I'm very thankful for, will be entered into the giveaway. And I'll be giving away my Doom 2 print. Here it is.
Just asking some of the viewers, how's the sound now? Because you probably saw I was messing around a lot in RetroArch to try and get it.
Sounds great where I am.
Cool, you can hear it okay, can you?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Sweet. No, I mean the sound to the game, Bill. Not me and my sexy voice, but the game sound.
Oh, no, it sounds awful. No, it sounds fine. Sounds all fine, my way. Thank you, Audio, for putting the Patreon in there. But only do it if you can afford it, because,
If you can't afford it, then if you could sell your car or house, that would be really appreciated.
Sell your car or house or something, or whatever it is, because I will
your
be very
body.
angry if you don't.
Yeah. He'll send Wilson round, and you wouldn't like Wilson when he's angry.
No, you will not like Wilson when he's angry. You're killing it, Tom.
I'm trying to. It's very hard to play.
It's really quite good, actually, for NES.
Well,
so
like I said, it's Shigeru Miyamoto. I can't say his name ever. How is that sound? You can say it, can't you, Bill?
Shigeru Miyamoto.
Shigeru Miyamoto. Your pronunciation sounds right. Mine definitely isn't, and I kind of know that.
Shigeru Miyamoto. I think that's right.
Okay, we'll go with it anyway. And if we meet him, we'll just make sure we practice before any conversation.
Hi, Shigeru Miyamoto. And he's like slaps me in the face and says you said my name.
And he's like, "Konbanwa, konnichiwa."
Yeah, he says hello.
Yeah. Sonmari, says Nintendo Freaks.
Sonmari.
Yeah, very accurate. That's pretty much what this is. It's a ROM hack of Samari. Samari being made by Nintendo R&D 1, the same people that made the Super Mario series.
Do you find that
Bill doesn't know what to think.
Do you find that the NES days and the Super Nintendo games, the days, they feel really long ago now? Kind of like sometimes I think that those days feel really like a long time ago, and it kind of freaks me out a little bit of how long ago it was that we played those games.
Yeah, I mean, I guess for me, I've got a different experience of it because I never stopped playing those kind of games.
No.
And in fact, I didn't really play NES back in the day because I didn't have an NES. No, so my first memories of playing NES were actually playing it on an emulator on the Sega Dreamcast, which I think is hilarious. So my first memories of Super Mario 3 were hanging out with our mate Ben, playing it emulated on the Dreamcast, and him showing me where the warp whistles were and stuff like that. So yeah, I did play a little bit of Super Mario World back in the day. I was about 17, I think.
What was that? Was that Ben Palczynski?
It was, yeah. I wasn't sure whether to say surnames on here, but I don't think he's particularly private, is he? About these things.
No. But no, that's weird. That's crazy, that photo you showed me earlier.
Yeah, man, I'll have to...
Was that at Ben's house?
No, that's over at mine. We're playing Monopoly, and, well, yeah, and we just used to hang out quite a lot, really, as a group. It was cool. They were good days. Yeah, you'd have loved all that, actually. It's funny, though, because I feel like I missed out...
Really loved it.
I wish I'd gone to George Abbott. I was saying to someone the other day, because, like, my group of friends would have been you and Ben, and I just know we would have hung out all the time. I just know it. The moment we knew that we both liked games, that would have been it. Instead I went to Bishop Rhindorp, and it was just like a really rubbish school. I really hated it there. Oh man, that's serious. Look how long that's taking to do the rings.
Yeah.
Gives me time to go and make a cup of tea whilst it does that.
I swear the SNES was out just 10-15 years ago. Then I remember it's not true. It's crazy, isn't it? 10-15 years ago was when Minecraft came out.
Yeah.
And that's mad to think that. I still can't think of that. That's kind of like the thing I used to explain how fast time is going. How the Minecraft came out 12 years ago now, 13 years ago, I think it is.
I'm just doing a little bit of OBS messing around, just trying to get this a bit more... Yeah, I think that...
A bit more crisp.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Danny boy.
I think it's probably over the top. I won't bother. But I might make the comments a bit bigger. Because it's nice to... Those are the ones I tend to read. I'll make that a bit smaller.
Let's try and get some more people in our Discord. Cool. I just like our little community we've got going.
It's great, isn't it? It's like really... I feel like the streaming has been a big part of that. I feel like a few different things happened. I feel like we got a lot of help from James. That was really good.
Yeah, definitely.
But I also think the streams have like really, I don't know, just even as like one of your long-term viewers, it feels like something that's happened recently is that you've built a community. Before it was kind of like you'd put the content out, but there wasn't this kind of crew. And now it's like there's the cardboard crew, we could call them. They've all gathered, and it's really nice actually.
Minions.
Yeah, that's something you should do. For your patrons, you should make them in cardboard. Just like print their face and put it on a cardboard body, and then
that'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
That would actually be really cool.
I kind of want to sort of do more stuff with people for the future videos and stuff like that. Like I was going to have like me call people up halfway through playing Sonic and say, "Can you help me with this?"
Cool. Sounds good.
Oh, thank you, Audio. Yeah, there's a link to our Discord there. If you want to get involved and join us, feel free to do so, because it's nice to communicate with everybody and learn more about people that watch these streams, because we are kind of like a nice little community for us lot.
In my case, I just need friends. I don't really have any friends, so if you could be my friend, that'd be great. Yeah.
Tom is always on the lookout for friends. He just walks the streets late at night, just walking up to random people and asking if they'd be his friends. It's a bit creepy, but you know, on his own.
Yeah, so join our Discord and you can talk to me.
You won't fight much. Oh, look at that flickery ball. Whoa, that is...
Yeah, those aren't words I expected you to say to me tonight.
Flickery ball.
Yeah. Oh,
it's kind of like a rectangle that's spinning.
Yeah. And if you notice, it's like a kind of... The middle was almost a cross, wasn't it? And then... Yeah. It's very odd. Look at that. That looks really weird.
They couldn't draw a line. They couldn't draw a line to the ball to Robotnik. What do you think about the disc rot? Do you worry about... Oh, this is something I love to talk about.
Do you want to go first, Bill, or shall I? Because I've got some thoughts on it too.
Well, I have some discs, and I bought the disc for quite a lot. And I also have some floppy discs as well, which I bought for a hell of a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And I pretty much know that at some point those discs I have are going to fail. And they could be failed already. When I bought them, I haven't tested them, so they could have been failed when I bought them. I collect the things I want. I buy for the purpose of them being art, basically. I collect them for the box and just to have the thing and know that inside it, even whether it's not going to work or not, is what the thing used to be. Kind of like having a painting for me. So this one doesn't essentially bother me too much because you get everything digitally if you want to play the game. But to own something from the past, which is what it is just as good, you know. Same for like everything's going to fail at some point, but it's just nice to own the thing for what it is. Because yes, we can all play it digitally or for emulation. I think emulation is the most important. You know, play this stuff.
Yeah, preserve it. A bit like this. Yeah, I mean, so I've taken an interesting step with it because I've still got all my original games. But I've actually migrated to using flash carts and particularly like EverDrives, and you know what I had on the Saturn when I had that menu come up when we were streaming it. I've migrated to playing all my games off that because I just feel like, my original media won't last forever. Like disc rot will kick in, even though I'm keeping them in cases. That's inevitable. So I've kind of preemptively moved over to other solutions. So I still tend to stick to the original hardware where I can, but I play the games through other means. That feels like the most authentic way to actually get to the gameplay for me. That way, emulators are fine, but they always feel, to me at least, ever so slightly off. And I actually quite like the challenge of getting an actual SNES or Mega Drive or whatever it might be up and running. So that's been my way, is to kind of preserve them digitally. But yeah, I mean, disc rot, it's here, unfortunately. It's arrived, and there's not going to be any way around it. I think preservation efforts are so important. You know, let's get all the games that are there backed up so that we can keep hold of them. That's my take on it.
That's right, 100%. I mean, like, I remember hearing about disc rot for the first time, and I had this huge collection of video games, and it completely changed my perception.
Yeah.
I was like, all this stuff is going to die, and I've got all this interesting stuff. And yes, I collected stuff for the artistic purpose, but I had so much, and I just wanted to downsize. And when the mini console came out, I was like, perfect. I can have all the games on a one official Nintendo or Sega device. Everything I want to play. And I don't have to have all these games, which I feel like I have to be the caretaker of and look after. And I sold them all, and I don't regret it at all. I don't regret it at all. But it's just I wanted to buy. Recently, I wanted to buy back a few things that I really hold dear, that being like Duke Nukem and Blood, because they're so hard to find. But I bought really for the artwork on the box and the manual and just the way I like them, how it's presented as a unit.
Just seen, there's a comment from Nintendo Freaks I just want to pick up on quickly, where he said, but do you think for all that Nintendo don't like emulation, without the scene of emulation, that Virtual Console and other releases wouldn't exist? I think that's definitely the case. Like, without emulation, I don't think Nintendo would have gone that way. And one thing that's quite interesting with the Virtual Console on the Wii is that the ROMs that they included in those releases actually came from fan dumping. So they had something called an iNES header on them. Now, iNES was this format that got added to the beginning of NES ROMs when emulators began, and Nintendo actually used that format that was made by homebrew developers. So they very clearly essentially looked at what homebrew developers were doing and cloned it for profit. So I think there's no way that something like Virtual Console would exist without the emulation scene and without efforts towards preservation. Sorry, Bill, I just kind of felt that was one I was kind of quite strongly on. Wanted to comment on.
That's very good. Well, I thought of something really, really dark, and I hope I don't scare anybody by saying this. It's a bit weird, but I thought about this when I heard about all this video game preservation stuff. You said then that cartridges will last about 50 to 70 years, so it's kind of like when these video games die, we're going to die with them. You know, like that's the way it's going to be. You know, we're not going to last forever either. So they'll last us a lifetime.
I have heard of some real hardcore fans that have had video games in their coffins and things. So, you know, the way people would go like, oh, I want my wedding ring still to be on me when I'm buried or whatever. Well, there's been people who've gone, I want Super Castlevania 4 in my coffin on my tombstone. It's like, I mean, obviously I want to have Sonic Mania buried with me, but that's a given.
If something means that much to you, you know.
Yeah.
Some people get, you know, buried in books and, you know.
Well, that's it.
That sort of stuff. Yeah, it's the same sort of thing. It'd be like that in the future, I guess. Fair play to people who want to do that, I guess.
Yeah. I think some of it comes down to video games being viewed differently as well. It used to be seen as this very, almost like lowbrow culture, didn't it? Like less good, and if you're a gamer, that's not really worth investing your time in. It's not art, and suddenly it's changing. Like people are starting to see games as art now in a way that they just never did before.
It's completely changed. It's like video games now I looked on as kind of like you're a bit of a fool if you don't play video games, a bit of a nerd if you don't play them.
That's right.
It's strange, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like when
completely changed.
Because I sort of intentionally, as you can imagine, with what I do work-wise, I try to keep a bridge of youth culture and what's going on for teenagers now. And when I look at something like TikTok, it's all like, sort of attractive girls that like gaming are basically the biggest people in terms of views. It just seems to be constantly that.
Yeah, it was. Do you know? Someone said to me, you should get on TikTok because it's little videos. You can put your little clips of your cardboard videos on TikTok. I thought that's not too much of a bad idea. I last on TikTok probably about 2 minutes.
Yeah,
I couldn't. I went through it. I was like, this is not for me, man.
No,
it's not for me.
Having said that, though, I do actually think your stuff would be awesome, but it would only be like 5 or 6 minute videos. It would almost be like I don't think it is for you, unfortunately, but in a sense it's a shame because that's where the money is, but you're not about the money, so it doesn't really matter.
TikTok freaked me out a little bit because I was kind of like, is this for children? And I saw what was on there and I was like, this is literally like porn in some cases.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was like, children use this, and it freaked me out a little bit, so I was like, I'm getting rid of this. You know, it really wasn't being there.
So as you can imagine, that's why I follow it quite closely, because not because it's porn, but because I've got to think about what are young people accessing and looking at, and
it's a bit disturbing. I thought.
Say there's like a young woman I'm working with, and they might have low self-esteem, and the messages they're getting from TikTok are, oh yeah, well, you know, if you want to have friends, you should wear a lower top and get the likes.
Yeah, I don't like that sort of stuff. I think that's a bit disturbing.
That's it. So I'm kind of playing a role, almost trying to act counter to the culture that young people are growing up with now. Anyway, I don't normally talk about work that much on these streams, but there you go.
Yeah.
Tonight I have.
Well, no, that's good you do that though, Tom, because there must be so much pressure on sort of young people now to look a certain way and to act a certain way.
Yeah.
To dress a certain way. I mean, it was like that kind of when we were growing up, but there seems to be so much more pressure now.
Yeah.
Than there ever has been.
Well, I think what really summed it up for me was when I was talking to somebody one day and they said to me, yeah, I really want to go and do loads of fun stuff so I can make friends. The reason why is that way they'll see like all of my Instagram and Snapchat stories, see me doing cool stuff, and they want to be friends with me. And I was like, right, so you don't make friends by doing cool stuff or cool people that you might meet through, I don't know, kayaking or whatever it is. You know, it's all about if you've got a decent story on your social media, then you make friends. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, oh man, that's the world he's in. And I didn't really even know what to say in response, because I can't just stand there. Yeah. But I couldn't stand there as an adult in my 30s and go, oh yeah, that's all nonsense, because actually his lived reality was different. So there you go. Anyway, I'll go very deep and meaningful tonight. Something about Sonic really 2 makes me very reflective.
That's very interesting though. I do all my classic games on emulation. 1, I'm not a collector. 2, I'm skin.
Yeah.
I don't mind it, and I watch 2 men playing video games. Yes.
Something I think as well is that emulation isn't like, most people wouldn't be able to tell the difference between playing on original hardware and emulation. It's only if you're like a super hardcore person that puts the original game next to the emulation that you even see any differences. I think there's probably only about 5% of gamers would see any real difference. Like, I'm in that 5% and I'll own that, but I recognise that I'm a minority in that respect. In all of that.
I put a video up the other day of like a clip from Sonic, and someone's like, oh god, the 60 hertz music, I don't like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about, dude.
Yeah, I remember you coming to me with that, and I was like, oh yeah, this is what it is. I almost had that moment of like, should I explain what this actually is, or is this knowledge that Bill just doesn't need? Because
I just don't think I needed it, really.
No, and that was kind of what I
was like, it sounds like Sonic to me.
That's it. Yeah, there's always part of me when people ask those kind of questions, I'm like, do I give the long, technical answer that's interesting to fanatics, or do I give people just what they need? Because
I've been playing it from the beginning.
It's a real rabbit hole, actually.
I'm like, it doesn't really, that sort of stuff doesn't really appeal to me, because like I'm not hardcore. Like, it doesn't, like, I don't know. I don't get too involved in the whole kind of like aesthetics behind like the technical side behind games.
Yeah.
I just play it because how I remember it.
Which is absolutely fair. And I remember you saying to me once actually that you prefer not to know too much about the history of games or how they're developed, because it kind of takes away a bit of the magic for you. I remember you saying that one time.
Games to me, like Super Mario Bros. 3 was made in a giant, massive place of loads and loads of people all working together. And then I found out it was made in a tiny little office with about 4 or 5 people. Yeah. And I was like, that ruins it for me now. Because it's the greatest game of all time. I thought thousands of people worked in that game. They must have. I back in the day, I didn't even think people worked on it. I thought it just came from
magic.
Some sort of magic.
From the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah. And like I don't like know too much about like controversies and like it was pretty sad when I found out like what happened with ID and Quake and that.
Yeah.
Huge problems going on. I was like, oh, that's kind of sucks that what happened. But in a way, like, not too bad. It's just the way that things go, isn't it? I think this world.
Yeah, and it's easy to forget that the people developing those games were probably our age or younger. And you think about all the dramas that our peers have and the real life issues that get in the way of projects or whatever. And I always thought of like game developers as almost being these kind of godlike figures that I could never be anything like. And
they could never be like how old were they when they made Doom? Or they must have been like their 20s when they made Wolfenstein. How can someone in their 20s make Wolfenstein? That's mental.
That's it. It makes me feel really insecure about my life because I've spent ages kind of playing games that they've made. I haven't made a game, and I'm older than them.
Yeah, like we're much older. Like literally, I'm probably like I might be double their age.
Yeah,
I might be. Like,
that's insane, isn't it?
Like Wolfenstein or Mario. How old was Shigeru Miyamoto when he made Mario 3? I bet he was like 20 something.
I think he was 5, wasn't he? No, I don't know. Yeah, he's probably in his 20s.
Really, I don't even want to know.
Yeah,
like a 20-year-old made.
Well, I think they're roughly. I think he's probably roughly the age of my mum, I'd say. So.
What now?
Now, yeah, as in like he's probably born similar year.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know how old he is. I think 60 something.
Yeah, that's what I think place him as well.
Did you see the Australian ESRB listing for Revenge of Death Santa? I wonder if it was a console about ESRB. Is that the rating
That's
system?
exciting. Yeah, and Revenge of Death Adder is an arcade-only follow-up to Golden Axe. So it's the real Golden Axe 2 that never came out on console. It only came out in the arcade, and it's never been ported home. So if they're going to bring it out, that would be awesome. Like, I'd love it if that happens.
Australian censorship is off the wall. They ban everything. They banned GTA 5, didn't they? Yeah, like
didn't know that.
Biggest games of all time. They banned GTA 5, banned Left 4 Dead. Loads of games banned in Australia. And Germany as well.
Yeah, Germany's a big one. And China, but that's more political.
China. I think they banned a lot of games in China, but yeah, all political. Like they banned something because it had red in it or something. Like
that's right.
Communism or something.
I think we're banned. Well, we are banned in China because YouTube would be banned in China.
Is YouTube banned in China?
Yeah, I think just Google isn't it?
Really? Blimey, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, and Facebook and like they call it the Great Firewall of China. That there are a lot of sites that are restricted, and you need to have a VPN to get to. Yeah, it's quite crazy actually.
Which is worse, Sonic? This or Sonic on Game Boy? What's worse, Tom?
Oh, Sonic on Game Boy is definitely worse than this. This is playable. I mean, it's glitchy, but I'm actually getting somewhere with it.
Did you complete it, Tom? Sonic on Game Boy?
No, not. Oh, when we say Sonic on Game Boy, I'm assuming we mean like one of the dodgy hacks, or do we mean Sonic Genesis, or do we? Because there's so many. So when you said Sonic on Game Boy, my head went to. I think it's called something like Sonic Blast 6, which is like a bootleg on the Game Boy that's really awful that we've never done on the stream. Whereas I just realised people are probably talking about Sonic Genesis on the Game Boy Advance, aren't they? That we did recently. I prefer playing this to playing Sonic Genesis on Game Boy Advance, I've got to say. Because this is broken, but it's broken in a very interesting way. And yeah, it's genuinely just quite an interesting experience. Whereas playing Sonic Genesis, it was just like I was playing a bad version of Sonic 1. And there was nothing really that interesting about it for that reason. It was like, oh, it's Sonic 1 but bad. Whereas this is like Sonic 1 maybe kind of. I just don't think Shigeru Miyamoto's that talented as a porter of Sonic, really.
I'm still going to ask you.
Yeah, I know you are, yeah. I'm just like, why do you
thinking? You really sound like you're being serious though.
Oh man. I put on my serious
You can't
voice.
get the swings. Like...
Yeah, sometimes the collision's a bit off.
Yeah, sometimes it is a bit, isn't it? Sonic Genesis, Sonic 1 GBA.
Actually, that is the thing with this game, is for somebody watching it, they're probably just assuming I'm playing it and it's like Sonic. But it's not. It's like I'm basically compensating for the weird physics all the time in how I'm jumping, how I'm moving, all that stuff, really. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's... Yeah, I'm actually... Bizarrely, I enjoy playing this. I don't know why, but I do. I think it's just... Possibly because it's just so weird. It's definitely good filler content.
What's happening with your channel then? Because Tom is start, because we've been streaming together, but Tom has enjoyed it so much that he thinks he might have to go making his own channel as well. So do subscribe to at least do it. Do you have a link, anyone? You can pop in the chat for Tom's channel so people can subscribe to it as well. But you're going to get involved with streaming too, aren't you, Tom, on your channel? For sort of the games that probably wouldn't work on this channel, but Tom wants to cover. For example, Sonic, what was it? Sonic Colors, I think it was.
Oh, and there was someone wanted to do Sonic Forces, and I want to play some of the games. Like one of the games that got requested recently was Thunder Force, which is a kind of shoot 'em up. Which I just think it's one of those games that is a bit more hardcore as a game, and I'd have to sort of explain, like what's cool about it, all of the context and things. And I think sometimes those games will work better on a separate channel. So my feeling is channel-wise. I've really enjoyed doing this with Bill, and I think it's been absolutely awesome. In some ways, it's given me a taste for just how much I enjoy creating content, and I feel like I've reached a stage where, I've realised it is for me, and it's something I want to do, and I'm just going to push ahead and start creating content. And I'm making the remit really basic. I'm just going to say any game that I find interesting or fun to play or exciting, whatever it might be, I'm just going to put it out there and start making content. I'm hoping to start getting videos out in the next few weeks, and probably start streaming from next week. That is the link. Audiality does not have, but somebody's found the link. And Bill and I are going to carry on working together like we are already. Because it's been like a really good experience for both of us, and we're both like so different in how we approach things, but have very similar value set, and I feel like we learn from each other all the time, and that's been like really cool. And behind the scenes, as Bill's sort of doing Sonic 2 and I'm a big Sonic fan, we'll obviously be touching base and so
ideas, what to do, essentially what to avoid.
So if you're one of Bill's fans and you're like gutted that I've joined the channel, then I've got bad news because I'm not going anywhere. But I will also be doing my own channel too. Sometimes Bill's going to be a guest on mine, I expect.
Yeah, definitely.
Very cool
for that. And James too.
Yeah, definitely. It looks so weird, doesn't it? It looks like a Roadrunner almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to doing it. I found already, I can tell it's quite hard work. Like, a lot of people say creating content, it's just easy. You just look into a camera and start talking. But it's really not like that. It actually does involve a lot of work. But I think it'll be worth it because, I enjoy it. And I think that's the bottom line, really, is if you enjoy something, then just do it.
I think only do something for the enjoyment, because I've noticed with some people, they sort of like are doing things because it's bringing in ad revenue, and really that definitely shows, I think, with people's content. If they just do something solely for the fact that you're making ad revenue, you have to enjoy what you do. You have to.
That's right. Otherwise, you might as well just be doing any job, and you wouldn't.
And especially, don't entwine the things that you like. I'd hate it if I wasn't enjoying what I'm doing, but I'm using the thing that I love. For example, like retro gaming, but I wasn't enjoying my own stuff. But I'm using retro gaming to sort of fuel that. It's just.
I feel like a lot of people just they almost worship the algorithm, don't they? And everything they do is all about how can I keep the algorithm happy. And I understand that if it's somebody's main income, that's what they've chosen to do for their work. But I just think there's an awful lot of people out there trying to kind of worship the algorithm and make it work for them, and they're just wasting their time. All they're doing is making their own experience of creating content less exciting.
It's kind of like, do you know when you walk to work, you work at that job for 5 years or something, and you walk that same route to work every day, and eventually you give up that job, and then one day you walk down that road and you go, oh god, this feels horrible walking down this road, because I used to walk this road to a job I used to hate going to.
Yeah,
it's kind of like that feel, like retro games. It's like, imagine sort of playing these games and then coming back to it going, oh god, there's that time I went on the stream and doing that, and I wasn't really enjoying myself. But I feel like you might come back to these games and just look at them as not your childhood memories, but look at some stream that you weren't really enjoying playing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's been something you've had to think about at points, isn't it, as well? I know we've talked about that.
Yeah, I much prefer like playing streams with you, Tom, because like playing myself, I sucked at the game. I wasn't very good at it, and it just sort of became a bit of felt like it becoming a chore, so I stopped doing it.
Was it like you were kind of trying to do it because it's what YouTubers did? What YouTubers do is play games, therefore I'll play games.
The cardboard stuff took so long to do, and I wasn't doing making of videos that kind of like, I thought if I do a bit of streaming and stuff, it would still keep the channel going, and streams are easy to do. But then after a while, like I felt like it started with us doing it for the sake of it.
Yeah,
and
sure.
When it started to feel like I was doing it just for the sake of it, and then I just stopped doing it after a while.
Streams are actually quite hard work. People wouldn't expect that, but you've got to somehow, especially if you're doing a game, you've got to be able to play the game well enough to actually make it entertaining to begin with.
Yeah.
And you've got to be able to talk continually to the camera. And if you're playing a game while streaming, you can't read the comments always. Like if you've got an overlay, you can read a little bit, but I mean, I don't even have that. I'm depending on you a lot, to be honest. But yeah.
Yeah. Nintendo Freak says, I think you have to look at it. Like the games are games and people will engage with them, and others wouldn't engage no matter how much you enjoy the game. Some gamers are just not fun to watch. Yeah, maybe, potentially. I have TDawg's new channel here. If he wants me to share the link. Yeah, please share the link.
Go for it.
Please do that. Did you say, Adam, is that Do It from Star Wars? I think that's so funny. Do it. What else do you say? Yeah. Oh man, stop that. I don't understand that in Star Wars, but it's so funny. If you don't know what I'm talking about, YouTube it. Do it. Star Wars.
We definitely need, by the way, once all of this COVID's gone, we need to have a little convention of everybody from our Discord get together in person.
That'd be really cool.
It's so cool to do.
I think like us,
be a while yet.
Guildfordians need to meet up at least.
Oh yeah, I mean that's kind of a given.
Like soon, one of us is out to meet outdoors for a picnic or something. One of us, and then before long it'd be two of us and three of us, and then picnic in the park. That'd be so much fun.
I mean, it'd only be like if the roadmap goes ahead as planned, it'd be June time, and we can get together. Yeah, anyone we want to.
Our birthday.
Woo! Oh, is it your birthday in June as well? I forget that.
You're June the 9th, I'm June the 10th.
I'm June the 8th, but close enough.
June the 8th, I'm June the 10th.
Man, we should do that. We should do like some kind of mad get together for our birthdays.
Bill and Tom's birthday bonanza.
Excellent birth venture. Yeah.
Birthday blowout. Bill and Tom's birthday blowout.
Oh, Labyrinth Zone on the NES.
Oh, Labyrinth Zone on the NES. Oh, you're in trouble. Is this the new Sonic homebrew for NES? It is, yes. Picnic. Let's have a picnic. This is surprisingly good, actually. Oh god, I've got memories of this.
Very well done, isn't it? Yeah, that happens to you sometimes, doesn't it? Like you're seeing a game, and what you're remembering isn't the game, but your experience of making it from cardboard.
Exactly. This is the thing. This is like what I'm saying, Tom. This is like, you take those long trips to work, and you go, oh god, I remember this from that time I had to walk to work. No, it's just a normal road. But for me now, I look at this and go, I remember that stuff was made out of cardboard, and it's no. You're supposed to remember this from your childhood, not the cardboard stuff. So that's sometimes the little problems of devoting yourself to video games sometimes.
So what was your favourite video you ever made? The one that you actually enjoyed making? Not necessarily how it came out, but the kind of process of making it.
I think Doom 2. I think the most recent one. I loved making that.
Awesome.
I was really, really sad when I finished it. Really sad, and I was like, I don't know what to do now. Like after I finished doing it, and then I just thought, screw it, go back to doing a passive. I think the Sonic trailer came out, and I was like, Sonic 2, that'd be cool. And sort of like knowing the film was coming out, giving motivation, and knowing that the last video did quite well, that's more motivation. So kind of like, then after that I was like, I'll buy Blood, and if I buy Blood, that gives me motivation to do Blood, and I'll buy Duke Nukem as well, because they both need remaking that. The last ones weren't that great.
I think they were good, but they were like, you've learned so much in the interim, haven't you?
They're so iconic games, they need remaking, man.
The irony is, you might find that just keeps happening. You keep learning new techniques and going, oh, actually, I'll go back to do that one again.
I did think that, but the first video I did was Mario 3, and I wouldn't remake that. I'm happy with that.
That's cool.
Same with Castlevania. So it's basically, because Blood and Duke weren't essentially made out of cardboard, they're more like hand drawn.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
moved about. So they weren't really cardboard, and they need to be. And I just feel like I've got to go back and do them properly. Whereas everything made out of cardboard is fine. It's just those weren't.
It's funny, I was going back over your channel looking for some of your older stuff, and I realised you've unlisted a few bits. I was gutted.
Yeah.
I was looking for Wilson with the minigun, but I couldn't find him.
Oh, that's on there. That is on there.
Oh,
I
is
think
it?
it's Life's Work or something like that. And I've got
Okay.
all the other late night reviews as well. I'll send you a link if you want to see them again.
Yeah, I
But
do
like,
enjoy those. They are good.
Yeah, they're right.
I know you don't like them, but I do.
I'm pretty sure. Like when I look back at my old videos, like the rhyming stuff. After I do this next one, I might look back at all the rhyming stuff and feel like I'm sucking on a piece of lemon a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling that I'm going to look back upon them and go, "Oh God, why did I talk like that?" I definitely feel like that's going to happen. But you know, I've got all the footage from Doom 2, Cardboard Doom 2, that I've got saved. So if I ever want to sort of go back and do something else, it's all there. So maybe that might be the case. All jokes aside, this ROM hack is impressive. It's not too bad, is it?
Yes.
You ever thought about doing a director's cut on a Doom video, like an update to? Yeah, man, I'm going to do Final Doom at some point. So I'm going to use like footage from Doom 1, Doom 2, and then sort of maybe make my own levels, add a bit of situ in there, and sort of just make it like the final Doom. So it won't essentially be Final Doom, but it would be the final Doom video I make. So I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Does sound good.
Just really going all out and like making my own Doom levels, and sort of like it'll be kind of like my final experience of Doom. I don't know what I'll do. I'll try and do lots of stuff for it. Just really go all out for the next one. Loads of explosions, loads of fire. I did want to do like a video clip of kind of like me punching my fist through the demon's face and then pulling out like a paper brain or something.
Does sound cool.
I love the one you play, Freedom Planet. Definitely need at least talk about history of Freedom Planet.
Yeah,
Freedom Planet.
definitely up for that. I've actually got that on my list. I've bought the Steam version recently, thinking that'd be a good one to stream. Yeah, I think that might be something for my channel, possibly. In fact, maybe that should be one of my early videos. I'll do a kind of overview of Freedom Planet, because it's obscure, no one knows what it is, so I think it's good to do that.
Don't tell me about it, because I'll learn it from your channel specifically, and then...
Oh, that was definitely not where to go. Did you see that? I just did a big jump onto some spikes. That was funny.
They're quite impressive, this.
It's good, isn't it?
Oh, can we try and get up to 30 likes? We're 4 away. A game that was going to be Sonic but got changed.
Oh,
right.
You're giving things away for Bill now. He doesn't want to know.
Yeah, don't give anything away too much.
I'm going to give you one teaser, Bill. This is all I'm going to tell you. As a game, it feels and plays a bit like if Konami made a Sonic game. And imagine how cool that would be.
That would be cool, but I'm thinking Contra.
Yeah, well, you're thinking on the right lines.
Really?
Yeah, imagine Contra, but with Sonic. Anyway, that's all I'm going to tell you.
Oh, wow, okay. Well, that's interesting.
Sounds like I need to do a video about it.
You do?
It's a cool franchise, and it's one that doesn't get talked about very much either. Bit of a sleeper hit, I'd say. So yeah, that sounds like a great idea for a video. Maybe I should just jump in and do that. It wasn't what I was going to do first. I'll tell you what idea I had was to do... I know this is going to sound weird, but I was going to do my first 10 games I ever owned.
I think you should do that. That'd be really cool.
So it's just interesting, because nowadays, whenever you look at lists of games, it's always people's top 10, like the top 10 best graphics. I know that's what James has been doing on the PS1 or whatever it is, but the thing is, with when you were a kid, you didn't really have control over what games you got. Your parents would just buy them and they'd arrive, and sometimes they'd be good, sometimes they wouldn't. And the interesting thing with my first 10 was that they were on the Sega Master System, and I feel like the Master System doesn't get much love on the internet, so yeah, it could be a good one to do.
What I think would be really cool, Tom, is if you spoke about how you started from gaming from day one, that your first game until the present.
Cool.
So
I'll do that, and I've still got my original game, which is cool. So I can actually bring out the box and everything. And my first game was called Aerial Assault, and barely anyone knows that game. It's like an old school shoot 'em up for the Master System. And then I moved on to things like Aztec Adventure, which is another weird game. And this is really tough, this bit. It's the physics again. Yeah, that could be cool.
That'd be quite cool. Like talk about your history from the beginning to where it is now. You can sort of like have dates and like how you felt about stuff and what you got that was awful but you still played, and how you got something that you may not have liked but you have no idea why you may not have liked it back then but love it now.
And then the difference is that thing we were talking about it, weren't we? Where if you got a bad game back in the day, you would just play it until it became good. You would find the redeeming features of a game, whereas now you don't. Now you like download the ROM, go, oh, this is rubbish, I won't bother anymore.
It's like the amount of free games there are to play. It's just like you think we'll just play it and that's it, you've got a game. But it's like back then, it's like I'd super idolized and I played it until it was good. How the hell did you play the game so it's good? But I found a way, and now I kind of like that game now because I forced myself to like it.
It must have been a weird emotion for you when you saw the Angry Video Game Nerd covering Super Hydlide and just completely ripping it to bits.
I was kind of like, well, I guess it is bad. But the thing is, though, it's all down to interpretation.
That's it.
It's kind of like when you're a kid, like, it doesn't... Back then as well, for me, it doesn't take much for something to be good for me. It's like, I just was in awe of certain things. It's kind of like, if the game had a good cutscene at the beginning, I was like, this game's amazing.
Yeah.
For example, it's a good game, but Protector Alien Rebels is kind of like the intro to that. I was like, this game's amazing for the intro alone.
Yeah. There's definitely certain games that, I played and are kind of guilty pleasures that I know aren't brilliant games, but I quite enjoy. And I could cover those for my first video. I'll do some of those games like before the age of magazines and top 10s, and oh look, this one's really hyped, so therefore I'll play it. Because it was a different time.
I kind of want to talk. Oh, let's just read the chat quickly. Wait, Tom, was that your first game you ever had? It was, yeah. I love turning into this channel because continually I get to images haven't seen in 20 years. Kudos. This game is very odd. It is very odd. But what I thought about for a video, Tom, is maybe a collaboration on your channel or mine or something, is maybe to kind of talk about not essentially video games, but what it was like to grow up in the 80s. And the pros and cons of growing up in the 80s.
Oh,
for example, like we were saying earlier, it's great having no internet, but at the same time, it's annoying having no internet because it's just so hard to meet other people. And as soon as you left school, that's it. All your friends are gone.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to see them again.
And I remember the last day of school, do you remember having that tradition where you'd get your school shirt signed? And I remember it being so important to go and do that because I wanted people's phone numbers. Because if I didn't have the phone number, that was it. You'd never see them again.
That's it. You'd never see them again. And stuff like that. Now we have the internet. It's like, why are you writing this on a shirt?
Yeah.
Just, you got them on Facebook. What's the point?
Yeah.
And it's little qualities like that. And sort of I remember sort of
I mean, us two, our friendship is the perfect example of that. Because we never would have seen each other again if it weren't for the internet.
If it wasn't for the internet, 100%.
And it all came from you just messaging me. Well, or do you want to tell the story, Bill, how we became friends again as adults?
Me and Tom, we went to the same school we went to the same school. We lived in the same town when we were kids until the age of 13. My parents separated and I was forced to move out of Guildford where we were living. And I only knew about Tom a little bit. But then, I'm 13 when I left, so now I'm 37. And I moved back to Guildford. And Tom's still here, Tom's still playing games. Although Tom was moving around a bit. He's back in Guildford, I'm back in Guildford. We sort of remember each other. You still play games? Yeah, I still play games, and here we are now. It's really bizarre, but it's worked out. And that's all because of the internet. If it wasn't for the internet, that would never have happened. But that's why you've got to be thankful for it. Whereas in the 80s, there was nothing like that. 80s and 90s. But there was so many qualities to the 80s and 90s that are gone now.
Yeah.
It's gone. And never will be back again. And I think people were very different now, and especially young people, very, very different now to how they were back then.
Definitely.
It was very different. For better and for worse. In the 1980s, gaming at home felt very special, like in the first... Yes, that's very true. Like, when I found the warp zone in Mario Bros. 1, I felt like I'd broken the game. I felt like I had just done something that nobody else had done, and I couldn't wait to get to school to say, if you go in Mario Bros. 1 and jump this, and I found people who knew that, I was like, oh, you broke the game as well. You know, we should somehow get in contact with Nintendo and tell them that we found the code to the, to unlocking the, and we got to the warp zone. It's just everything felt so special.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's kind of like it's very hard for games not to be spoiled, or films or anything like that. It's like films can get leaked years before they're even thought about. We already know that new Star Wars films are being made before anything is even being spoken about. Yeah, it's crazy.
I think it's amazing how valuable magazines used to be as well, because things like cheat codes that you'd have in magazines, if you didn't have the magazine, that was it. You didn't have the knowledge anymore.
Yeah.
Whereas now, you just go, oh, yeah, I think I'll just look up that cheat on GameFAQs or whatever it is. But there was no GameFAQs. There was no, looking for level codes or anything like that. So, yeah, it was crazy.
Like privacy, yeah, indeed. And everything had neon fonts, you're right, Adam.
Yeah.
But Adam and my friend Ben, they had all these magazines back in the day. And they actually gave me all the magazines that I used to read back in the day. And I think magazines are so important to look at back through, because that's where it holds all the history. When the N64 was called the Ultra 64, all the products that were supposed to come out and didn't, Half-Life on the Dreamcast that was supposed to come out and didn't. Yeah. All this stuff is kind of important to sort of reminisce upon. It's just interesting.
It's funny, I've held on to a lot of my magazines, and the reason I did, which is quite strange, is that's actually how I learned to read, really. I mean, I had some good tuition in school, but I was like a real naughty kid, so I didn't do any work or anything. And the way I got really effective at researching is because I just used to read about video games all the time when I was a kid. And it's really funny that now, I kind of work in education and everything, and it's all just because, that interest was stemmed from gaming that made me then become good at researching. And that's why I still follow game trivia so much, because it's kind of a lifelong habit of mine. But it's actually where I developed a lot of my key skills that have seen me through adulthood, was actually through reading game magazines of all things. Expanding my vocabulary, my reading speed, all of that. It's crazy.
It's crazy. I can't imagine you being a naughty kid at school, Tom, either.
No, that's what everyone says to me when they meet me as an adult. I sort of almost have to try and convince them that's real. I don't know. Yeah. I wonder what it would have been like if you and me had been at the same secondary school. I feel like, because I was saying this to our mutual friend Wayne the other day, I feel like that would have really helped me if I'd been friends with you and friends with Ben during my secondary school age. I think that would have kept me on the rails to have like a couple of good mates that are into the same stuff as me. I didn't really have that.
My friend Ben was like, he was so passive and so friendly.
Yeah.
He was a good friend to have, because it was just, it just kept you sort of passive and friendly, I guess, having been surrounded by people like that.
Yeah.
It was cool.
It definitely helped me out when I was kind of a teenager, because I was still a little bit, although I was obviously I wasn't sort of totally off the wall, I was still a little bit one of those people that would push the boundaries to try and be funny all the time and stuff like that.
Really?
And Ben was quite good at just giving me a bit of boundaries in some ways. I try to think how to describe it, really. I think he just calmed me down in a good way.
Yeah, I agree. I think he was a good person to have around.
I think people like me and you need that sometimes. Oh, I've got myself killed. Me and you need stuff like that, because we can both be quite extreme in different ways. And sometimes we need somebody that's going to moderate us a bit, don't we?
I think my wife does that for me.
Yeah.
She's like, don't do that, don't be an idiot.
Yeah. My first conversation with her, she said, I'm the sensible one. I was like, I think you are.
Lauren is definitely the sensible one out of me and her.
Yeah, but to be fair, that was off the back of us doing a unplanned walk to Brighton, where we didn't even have a road map from Guildford.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
crazy.
Me and Tom walked about 50 miles in one direction. We tried to walk from our hometown in Guildford to Brighton. Now, on Google Maps, check out from Guildford to Brighton. We walked it in 19 and a half hours.
Yeah.
However, though, I died and I collapsed on the ground on the motorway.
Oh man!
It was so cold that day. It was pouring down the rain for 19 hours, I think, and I just couldn't do it. But I went back a year later and I did it. And my friend was the opposite. My friend, he was dying.
Really? I didn't know that.
I walked with my friend. It was the opposite, and I went, I can't give in. And seriously, I was in so much pain.
Oh man!
And I got to Brighton, and literally, I got to the pier, and I just stumbled and keeled over, laid on the floor, and then I got up, and then had to walk to the train station. And then got to the train station, and I just was zoning out, and then I got back home, and Lauren bought me a massive pizza.
I can't believe she let you do it again. I just remember you saying like, "I'll never be allowed to do this again" when we did our walk.
I did.
Yeah.
It was scary, man. It was scary. Walking to Brighton from Guildford, no thank you. It was scary. I remember when my friend left me, because my phone died literally after he left me, and then and I'm like, there's a place called Devil's Dyke.
Oh yeah.
I should get to Brighton. There's a huge, great big hill, and he left me around there because there was one bus. And he got on the bus, and the bus took him uphill, and I just saw these two pitch black darkness. I saw these two little red lights going up the hill like that, ages and ages and ages. And I was like, why didn't I not get on that bus? But I was like, no, I can do it. I walked for about, and I saw the sign to Brighton, and it said 12 miles, and I was really done at that point. And I walked for 12 more miles in the pouring rain, and I got there, and oh man, an unbelievable experience, but so scary.
Yeah.
It's weird being scared, like, to walk.
Oh man.
But like, I remember the last train was in 2 hours, and I still had 5 more miles to go, and I was like, it was scary. It was a scary trip.
I remember when I did it, I had that driving test the next day. Do you remember? Like, did I tell you about that? I had a driving test to see if I could drive a HGV lorry or not the next day after doing it. And I passed the test, which is like amazing. I can't believe I passed it. I have no idea. And bearing in mind how difficult it is.
Broken feet.
Yeah.
I couldn't walk. I couldn't walk the next day. I couldn't walk. God knows how you passed an HGV test. You hardcore, Tom.
I'll be up for doing it again, if you are. Or the other thing we could look at doing is we could try and do a similar kind of walk, but do it in Ireland. Would be quite cool if we're allowed to travel to Ireland. That is this summer.
I would, Tom. I would love to do the Guildford to Brighton walk again. I would love to do it. It'd be kind of like a really cool.
It's a tradition for us, isn't it? We could live stream it.
If we could do it for our birthday.
That'd be cool. I wonder if anyone else would be up for doing it with us, or if it'd just be us.
Bill and Tom's birthday blowout.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that should, because I'll be all recovered from. Some people know, some don't. I've had COVID, but I'm doing much better with it. So by then I should be up for doing it. That'd be really cool.
And it'd be summer as well. You wouldn't want to be caught in Guildford. Oh, Guildford's all right. Walking from Brighton to Guildford, no, thank you. What did you say to your wife? Just going for a walk, love. It was it was planned, but it was kind of like that. I was kind of like, Lauren, I'm going to walk from Guildford to Brighton. That's nice. I was like, yeah, it's really tough. Yeah. I remember going to the hotel. Because I didn't live in Guildford at the time. I stayed in the hotel in the Travelodge, and we left at 1:30 in the morning, and I got to Brighton 1:30 in the morning, right? We walked for a day, to 12 hours, till 1 o'clock the next day, and then I got to Brighton Station at 11:15. It was mental.
So funny. I've just got myself killed. I thought I could get to the air in time, but not quite.
Give these people air.
Do you remember, the time we did it? We stayed in over at my dad's place, didn't we? Do you remember?
Yeah, oh bless him, that was great fun.
Yeah, and what was really funny about that whole scenario was I hadn't seen you since we were kids, and sometimes I wonder if we even met each other when we were kids, or if we just have a kind of.
I do remember seeing you, Tom, when we were kids.
You were like, that guy's so cool. Like, I wish I could be him.
Yeah. But it was funny because I haven't seen you in 25 years.
Yeah.
And you saw me at my worst.
But
you saw me passed out on the motorway after not seeing you for 27 years maybe.
It's more like I was just as nuts as you though to go on a random walk with somebody I didn't know. You know, you could have been anyone in one sense. Like if you knew someone when you were like 10 or 13 or whatever, it doesn't mean you know them as an adult. It was like a really spontaneous thing to do, but it was awesome.
But it's like that thing, isn't it? Like there's a certain group thing you can go to. It's called self-enlightenment, and it's basically a group you go to, and you're surrounded by complete strangers, and it's really weird, man. It's really strange. But you go into a room with a complete stranger, and you talk for a week, and the person doesn't say anything. He has to listen.
Oh. And
then after a week, you don't say anything, and the person talks to you. And by the end, you've spoken about everything and learned loads of new things about yourself. It's really bizarre.
That's quite cool.
But like when we went for that walk, it's like 50 miles of like catching up.
It was crazy. We were talking about all sorts, crazy. Weren't we? Really? Like, I mean, there was a lot of talk about YouTube because that was obviously a kind of point of reference for us both. Like, you'd been doing it. Yeah. I was interested in doing it, but just at the time, I just couldn't find the time back then. But I've sort of realised now, if I want it to happen, I've got to make time somehow.
Yeah.
Well,
Kentucky seems like a nice place.
Oh, why don't we go do that? Why don't we go for a walk in Kentucky? I'll be up for that. We could go meet up with Oak City Gamers. That'd be cool.
Guernsey Island's we could do Guernsey Island, 39 miles. Is that 39 miles around the island?
Guernsey's really nice. I've been to Guernsey a few times actually. Yeah, one of my good friends lives over there. And Audiality lives there too, who's also a good friend now.
Yeah.
So we'll do that.
Most of America is crammed with straw and wild open nothingness. We're in North Carolina. North Carolina.
Oh, Carolina.
There's so many places I'd love to go in America. I love New York City. I absolutely love New York City. I got married in New York City. But I've heard from a lot of people that New York isn't real America. It's not really America. It's kind of like not real America. There's a lot of forest here that qualifies for sprawl. I want to go to Burkittsville from the Blair Witch Project. Camp out in Burkittsville. I bet no one does that.
I reckon you'd be surprised. I feel like people probably do, because it's kind of a known thing, isn't it?
Tom, I was joking that time. I was being sarcastic.
Really? I can never tell, Bill.
I'll buy you a bag of buggles. Buggles? What is that? Is that some strange food you eat out there? Or is that bagels? I read it wrong.
I'm getting into the chat now. I need to have a read.
I love the British xenophobia. Does annoy me a bit, but I think people have been experts from home. What is xenophobia?
Xenophobia is like fear of others or fear of aliens, more specifically. You know, like aliens are called xenomorphs. That's because they're like alien morphs.
No, Tom, no.
What?
That's
you know that?
What it means. I can tell you're lying now.
No, I'm actually being legit this time round.
No, you're not.
Xenophobia means fear of others or fear of the unknown. And that's where xenomorphs come from in Aliens.
So British people have fear of the unknown?
Yeah, or fear of foreigners. I don't know that we actually... I think it depends on the region we're in, because we don't have that so much down in the southeast, I wouldn't say.
No, potentially not. Well, the guys with the accents know we're all traitors.
Yeah.
Fear of foreigners are outside. Oh, okay, fear of foreigners outsiders. I think that's everyone's different, aren't they?
Apart from when they're the same.
Xenophobic dislike for prejudice against other people in other countries. Okay.
But yeah, look up a xenomorph. That's where it comes from. It's the same root word.
So xeno is kind of like outside, alien.
Yeah.
Xenomorph. So alien organism. Xenomorph.
That's right. See?
Ah.
So I wouldn't lie to you, Bill, and I wasn't lying when I said this was made by Shigeru Miyamoto either.
A necromorph out of Dead Space is dead thing. Necro, dead, morph, organism, dead organism. It's all falling into place.
The things you learn when you're watching Sonic on the NES.
Yeah. I mean, Jersey, I can trust as far as I can throw. I mean, that Jersey lot wouldn't trust them as far as I can throw them.
That's a good example of xenophobia.
Oh, I do watch an unusual amount of British TV. What sort of British TV do you watch? If you guys can be a game character, what would you be? I'll be Isaac from Dead Space, or Doomguy, or Pac-Man.
I just want to point out that Oak City is finally spelling colour and program correctly, which is good.
Oh my!
Rather than this bastardised American spelling. It's finally using the Queen's English as she has commanded it, and for that I applaud all of Oak City gamers. Every gamer in Oak City, I applaud. so weird, this game. But I like it. But it is weird.
We have a Jersey here in the U's. Don't trust them. You're literally a stone's throw from Jersey, aren't you? Guernsey and Jersey. They almost sound the same.
Yeah, they're separate though in terms of separate governments and everything.
Jersey.
But they both use the pound
Jersey.
sterling. Oh, that was weird. I walked through the spikes there. I feel like I'm about to die again. If I die again, maybe that's a natural end to the stream. I feel like I could play on. What do you reckon?
You, Tom.
Play on, not play on?
It's down to you.
Well, I've been doing 2.5 hours, so I feel like...
Have you?
Yeah, I feel like I probably could play on, but in total for the stream, not in this game. That's counting actual Sonic 2 rather than this fake Sonic NES.
Great Scott.
Great Scott. Cool. I think it's been an awesome stream, dude. I've really enjoyed it.
I've really enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
Good fun.
Always good to catch up as well. So I'm going to put us on
it's been a while since we catched up last time. Yeah, I think we should call it a night, personally.
It felt really weird that we didn't stream last week. Oh, just for people's viewing pleasure, here's what my logo looks like. So if you haven't already, hunt down my YouTube channel. There's a link, sort of in the chat, or if you have trouble finding it. And another reason to join the Discord. No, you're not quite. I'm going the wrong way. There we are. Check out my logo. No, can't do it. So it's been awesome, guys. So Bill, what do you want to say to all these lovely people that have been supporting your stream all night?
I just want to say thank you very much. And to the patrons as well, thank you so much. I've just started that this week, so thank you all so much for doing that. I really appreciate it. And I don't feel obliged to do it. Just only if you can afford it. And just thank you for everyone that's come across to watch us play Sonic tonight. It's been a blast. We've really enjoyed it.
It's been blast processing.
Is that a link to Tom's channel? There's a link to Tom's channel there as well. So please subscribe to Tom's channel, because he's starting up and he's new to YouTube, and YouTube is a very tough place. So give him some support. I think I've waffled on enough now.
Yeah. So
finish up.
Bill, I'm going to lead you into this. So we're going to see you soon for more
late night reviews.
Yes. Let's try it again.
Okay, let's try again.
From the top. We'll see you again soon for more
late night reviews.